Welcome everybody to our latest session of the Rise of Tiamat. We, as usual, will do a quick recap of what occurred last week, and then we will jump into things. It's going to be a very interesting session as two of our players are not here today, and the team is getting ready to head into a particularly, perhaps challenging area, so we might have some surprises here later in the session, but let's find out. So, for the quick recap, guys, you'll probably recall when we picked up last week, you guys had already arrived in the elvish village of Altand. This is within the Misty Forest. As a reminder, this forest is called the Misty Forest because there's essentially fog, like this cold mist that seems to stick everywhere in the forest. Rises pretty high up from the ground level all the way 100 feet or more into the air. Even when you were in Altand in this elevated tree village where you're climbing up pretty high, the mist is ever present even there. You guys spent quite a bit of time here in Altand speaking with a bunch of different folks, some of the ones that were injured in the recent dragon attack. You gathered some information and pieced together a few points, namely that this attack, while you knew it had started and then it ended abruptly, and you were trying to figure out why, you had talked to some folks and they said that there was the dragon and the dragon rider seemed to be over in this location north of the central tree, and it was looking in a direction, and eventually, again, talking to different people. You found that it was the rider, at least, was talking to somebody there and sort of shouting back and forth, and then the rider and the dragon simply turned and left, and then the cultish army turned and left pretty quickly after that. Again, doing some more digging, you eventually discovered that the person that they were speaking to was Quinkin, which is the warden's son. Some of you have speculated that perhaps the Warden was the one behind this action as far as the cult just turning and leaving, because with the priest having perished, he is now the only leader here, where before they sort of shared leadership. So there was that theory. There was also the theory that maybe the Warden was just doing this for his own reasons, or maybe he was in the cult, or there was somebody in the cult here. You guys weren't really sure, but trying to track down all these various leads. Eventually, you decided to get eyes on Quinkin and try to sort of just scout him out, figure out where he was going, what he was doing. Eventually, he decided to leave Altand. He climbed down through the platform and was lowered down. So you guys sort of split up and followed him. We had Armony turn into a little spider and climb down the ropes of the platform and then jump onto Quinkin's backpack, follow him that way. We had Kurtu twin cast polymorph on both Spectre and Rasmus, turning them into owls, and they flew, keeping eyes on him from the treetops. And he moved off into the forest, a fair distance away, perhaps almost an hour's travel. Not quite an hour, but almost. And he was sort of standing there waiting, looking around. Harmony in spider form and the two owls were able to determine that there was this large area of flattened grass there, which was consistent with the size of a dragon. This sort of implied that perhaps Quinkin has been meeting with the dragon and the dragon rider likely here. What exactly for or what his plans are is unknown. During this time, the polymorph spell eventually wore off. Both of our owls were perhaps wise enough to land on the ground here behind a tree before they changed back into their normal forms and just waited here to see what occurred. As time went on, Quinkin reached into his backpack, seemingly going for a water skin, but as he pulled the backpack off and sort of slung it around his side, Harmony in her little spider form was unable to continue clinging on to the backpack and was flung against a tree, where she suffered some damage and popped back into her normal form. This shocked Quinkin, and he started taking off as quick as he could. Harmony tried to do what she could to follow him, but was having quite a struggle as she had just gotten clobbered into this tree, was trying to collect herself, and then trying to follow him, but again, he ran off into the mists. And he obviously knows this forest pretty well, so seemingly he had much greater ease of navigating through the Misty Forest. As far as a rough direction, your team was able to determine that it seemed as though he was heading back in the direction of Altand, but going through as like a circuitous route, so not directly at it, but sort of kind of a wide arc in that direction. Harmony really wanted to wait in this location for presumably for the dragon and the dragon rider to return, and then she'd hoped that she could spy on him and maybe gather some information that way. and then bring it back to the team. But both Spectre and Rasmus talked her out of that, explaining that if the dragon and the rider does come here, the team was at half strength as 3 of your members are missing, and likely that would spell the deaths of those 3 characters. So Armony eventually was convinced, and the team made their way back to Altand. Once they got back, they filled the rest of the team members in, so Gale and Kurtu and Hugo as well, as far as what was going on here. And the team then decided to wait a little bit, watch the platform. Hugo particularly had eyes on the platform to see if Quinkin made his way back. He did not. So eventually the team decided to approach the warden's house and confront him about this and see what they could learn. As they approached the warden's house and got ready to knock, there was a figure standing against the wooden house of the warden and was essentially completely invisible, camouflaged perfectly into this wooden structure. He was standing there, though, and before the team could knock, he called out, and the team had a conversation with him, learned that his name was Zeno. He was acting as a bodyguard for the warden here in Altand, and eventually through some negotiation, he was convinced to allow the team to enter and have a chat with the warden. So the team went inside, spoke with the warden. The warden was surprised to hear what the team told him, that Quinkin was speaking with this gentleman, and he was really concerned about this. He wanted to talk to his son and learn more. He said he had previously, earlier in the day, sent his son on to the next village in order to talk to the leader of that village and sort of strategize. The thought was that perhaps that next village would be the next target of the attack. And so this wasn't a surprise to the warden that Quinkin was out of the village proper of Altand, but the team obviously filled him in on these other events. Eventually, this agreement was struck where the warden asked the team to try to track down this dragon. If the dragon could be tracked down perhaps to its lair and the team could slay the dragon, that would obviously strike a blow against the cult of the worm, as well as hopefully bring safety to the other elvish villages here in the Misty Forest. The team agreed to do so, but there was some talk about costs or payments and so forth. The warden explained that he would see what he could do, but he couldn't make any specific promises. There was some talk about perhaps him being able to get some money, perhaps from the king here in the Misty Forest, or maybe the Emerald Enclave would be willing to chip in something for this effect. But exact details were left a little bit vague. The team then exited and spoke with Zeno. The warden actually advised the team that if they wanted to speak with Zeno, he might be willing to aid them. The team spoke with Zeno again, and Zeno had heard everything that was going on inside, as the team rightly guessed. And he then sort of seemed to be perhaps maybe a little bit insulted that the team had asked for money of the warden. So in turn, he asked that if they wanted his help, he wanted money as well. So Hugo struck agreement with him to pay him 500 gold pieces for his assistance in fighting the dragon. This seemed to be sufficient for Zeno, so he agreed to go with the team the next morning. There were some other conversations with Zeno, trying to learn some additional details about him. He's quite eccentric, seems to speak with this kind of shrill voice, and perhaps is a little bit unfocused, you might say, but it's hard to say whether that's an act, just his normal demeanor, or if he really is a little bit off of his rocker. The team then retired into one of the open-air homes that the team was allowed to use to rest in overnight, was fully recovered by the morning, made their way back down towards the statue of this ranger hero from years past, and found Zeno there chewing on this yellowish bark, staining his teeth yellow. He just, kind of didn't really talk to people much. And then the team, once everybody was gathered, this seemed to be sufficient for Zeno, so he's, pretty much said, "Let's go," and started making his way off. Gale had previously ascertained, using one of his abilities, Zeno's approximate strength as far as his skill level and his HP, and it turned out Zeno was superior to Gale in both of these things, so this impressed Gale quite significantly, and then he mentioned to Zeno not to be afraid, and Zeno sort of laughed this off, saying he wasn't afraid and was ready to go. He cast a spell to locate. He spelled this was like a locate creature spell that Hugo was able to determine through his Arcana knowledge, and send basically that he had a good idea of a direction of where the dragon was, and started making his way through the forest in that direction. And that is where we left off. So, team, that's my memory of what happened last week. Is there any details I missed and anybody would like to fill in?
I got one thing that was glazed over. I believe it was when we were speaking to Zeno and the Warden there the second time. But when we brought up the fact that Quinkin was speaking to somebody on the dragon, or what we thought, this is all what we thought was going on, that the interaction was from like somebody he knew, right? Like we thought it was a person he knows, so we asked about it. And then I mentioned something about exile or somebody that's been missing for a long time, and and I think it may have been the Warden who said that it was giving the king's son, his exiled son vibe. And so we have speculation right now that the kings of these misty villages' son is Narrenvain. That's our speculation, at least.
Yes, go ahead and take inspiration for that, Rasmus. Right, so you sort of alluded to this to the Warden, and the Warden said, basically stop beating around the bush, just say what you mean. You're obviously meaning this specific thing. As it seemed, based on what you're asking, that Rasmus was already familiar with this, and this sort of surprised or maybe offended the Warden, rather than just coming out and say it. Rasmus then tried to explain that no, this was just a kind of like a lucky guess, but the Warden didn't seem to really be buying it.
Sorry, I did intensive wood elf research before we arrived in your forest, Warden.
All right, excellent. Anything else anybody would like to add to the recap?
I already have inspiration, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if it's inspiration worthy necessarily, but when we told the Warden that we suspected that his son was like coordinating with or otherwise interacting with the cult, he was surprised, but he didn't want to like jump to conclusions, right? He wants to talk. So the way this is going to be handled is that if and when Quenkin comes back, he's just going to have like a man-to-man talk, so to speak, with his son, like outside of like the court system or whatever they have. I don't know what they have, and just try to figure out what's going on, because they have a very close relationship, and he wants to make sure that he's doing what he's doing for the right reasons instead of being compromised.
Yeah, that's absolutely worth inspiration. Go ahead and take that, Spectre. And yes, right on the nose there, it seemed that the Warden was very shocked and surprised that his son would be aiding the cult in any way. And instead of just thinking him a traitor or thinking him having worked against his father, worked against the village, he seems quite convinced that, if anything, and Gale sort of threw this out and the Warden really grasped onto it really tightly, that maybe he did this because he had no choice, and he was trying to save the village further pain and suffering by striking some kind of an agreement. So the Warden explained, much like you just mentioned, Spectre, that he wanted to deal with his son himself, and not for you guys to take any action against him. All right, if there's nothing else to add to the recap, then we can go ahead and get over to our Sword Coast map here and get started.
I do want to just throw one thing in, since no one's going to go for inspiration any further, but we found out that the villages, and this may be important, I'm not quite sure, but we found out the villages themselves, like all of the attacks were very short times. It was like 3 hours, 2 hours, 5 hours. And over the course of 20 days is when all of the attacks on those villages happened. So we also have speculation that perhaps they're looking for an item and maybe they found it.
Okay, yes, good addition. And just for fun, we'll say, does anybody remember the name of the two villages? So the village southeast that was charred and the village northwest that's supposed to be the next target.
No,
I look at Dylan through my monitor.
No, I didn't write them down. I just wrote it. I wrote how long it took to loot each village, and then there was 3 to 5 days of separation, but I didn't write the actual villages down.
Yep, no worries. Just thought that'd add a little bit of fun lore there. So southeast village was Fahisarin, and then the village northwest was Silvanora. Okay, so with that out of the way, team, we are on our Sword Coast map. You guys are currently in tow behind Zeno, as he is sort of presumptively leading the way through the forest here. So you're sort of walking in line with this and moving in the direction that Zeno seems to expect this lair to be, as he had mentioned previously. Using that spell, he was pretty confident. So other than just sort of traveling through the woods, is there anything anybody's trying to do, either in preparation or just discussing plans before we move to, say, the next action point?
Just for clarification, Adam, is Kurtu and Armony with us, or did they stay behind?
Good question. So I think it's going to be cleanest to say that Armony and Kurtu are going to remain behind at Altand. Otherwise, they're in this sort of nebulous, are they kind of close or not close? And this could get wide-ranging. So I think just to be safe, let's assume the two of them have stayed at Altand.
Perfect. In that case, can we just say that we took a couple of their healing potions, since we don't have a healer with us?
I mean, I think that's reasonable. I feel like Armony, if you asked, probably would give them to you. So, yeah, if you want to add 2 healing potions, I think that's reasonable.
Can we ask her to cast good berries so we can carry...
good berries.
Actually, she cast it, if you remember. She was like, wait, I wanted to cast that before the long rest. So she did do that, and it's 10, I think. So, yeah, we can assume there's 4 of you, or 5 of you technically with the NPC, so we'll assume you each got 2 good berries.
Perfect. I'll add those as well. And Kurtu infused that locket of fireballs, right?
Say what?
It was just a joke. Kurtu left us a locket of fireballs.
All right, and I know this is going to become important later, so let me just remind myself. I feel like Armony has the enhanced good berries.
Yeah, the life cleric.
Yeah, so they're the extra plus.
Okay, so make sure you guys write this down, because I'm sure I'll forget, but each of her good berries restores 4 HP.
Nice.
Thanks, Harmony, if you're listening.
Yeah, she'll probably listen back to it. She's probably entering Burning Man as we speak. Hugo would like to figure out if we can find out the name of the dragon, and if it has any sort of special history or anything like that.
Meaning you want to ask these things of Zeno as you're walking?
Yeah, I guess so. Since Zeno seems to know what he's doing in the area and stuff like that, he might know the name of the dragon.
Ooh, give me just a random D20 roll here. I'm essentially going to use this as Zeno's knowledge check.
Okay. Is it blind? Is it
you can roll it publicly.
you?
So as you ask this question, he sort of mumbles and throws out comments like, green dragons are green dragons, and he's not familiar with any famous one in this area.
Right on, Zeno. All right. Well, lead the way.
Just remember what Verum told us about the worm speakers and their connections with their dragons. Apparently they not necessarily have control over them, but a tight connection.
If we kill one of them, what happens to the other one?
I assume they're very pissed off.
Oh, they're like normal.
Pretty much so. I guess we should talk about that before we come, huh? Because so far a lot of these dragons seem to like to run away on us.
But not where their horde was, right?
Well, the issue is that all of these different dragons are not from these areas specifically. If this was a green dragon from this area, odds are we would heard rumors. There'd be stories, right? So this is probably a secondary lair, kind of like Erathador. That wasn't their primary lair.
No, which one's that?
That was the white dragon we fought in the Sea of Moving Ice. Verum's dragon. Or would-be dragon.
Man, that guy got screwed.
He's dead now. I look over at Gale.
Not soon enough.
Hey, you gotta see what they know. Can't just off them right away.
I think we definitely need to take this one with us back to Waterdeep, and even if we capture him, we need to. I think the dragon could be secondary, right?
Alright, so we're not trying to kill this guy.
I don't think so.
Well, I think you guys should be proud of me, because last time I was able to purchase things from the PHB at normal prices, I bought manacles. And I pull them out of my pocket. I don't know how to use these, but I think they're to restrain a person. They're really heavy.
I reach into, pull my bear cloak around, and reach into one of the interior pockets, and I pull out a set of manacles with a lock and a key. We were thinking the same thing. Yeah, how about that?
Well, I guess I forgot the lock and the key.
Oh, they come with a lock and normally a key. Did you not get a key with yours? Did you just buy handcuffs with no key?
Maybe I'll have to look through my bag.
I'll just speak to the manager about that one.
Yeah.
I still have my receipt.
The writ of receipt. Well, in all seriousness, everyone, we're trying to catch him, right?
Fine, we'll catch him, but
Alright.
I kill the dragon, because the way a dragon screams in its last breath is intoxicating.
Damn, that's metal.
So, what are we gonna? How do we separate the person from the dragon? Spectre,
By
you got any
cutting the
ideas?
dragon's head off.
Yeah, I guess that's true. My guess is Nairn Vane probably has spell casting abilities or some kind of ranged attack that he uses. He throws from behind the safety of his large dragon, but there must be a way to push him off, right?
Hey, Zeno,
What?
do you know how to cast the spell Protection from Poison?
You see, he looks back at you and kind of raises an eyebrow. I don't have that one ready.
Unfortunate.
Do you know how to cast it?
No. I thought it was like a religious-y thing. Aren't you religious?
You see, he shakes his head in utter disgust, as though you have no idea what you're talking about.
I like Zeno.
Well, if we can figure out ways to resist poison, because I think that's what green dragons do, right? Spew
Yeah,
poison.
I thought you guys were good at this stuff and you came prepared.
We got a bunch
We
of
would have done
antidotes.
our healer back in town. We have antitoxins. You're right.
Yeah.
It doesn't give resistance. It'll help us, but it won't protect us all the way.
Yes, that's why I wanted to have this conversation now, right?
All right. So when we get there, then we're gonna have to split up a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're too close together, we all get gassed.
Yeah, until we have to wander into its lair and get choke pointed.
Yeah, well, that's what you're for, right?
I'm sure the dragon has thought of this.
Sure. And I'm sure, it's not just going to be the dragon and the big bad Nairn Vane. There are probably a few cultists there, too.
Those children.
Listen,
Yep.
we've got Zeno. Have you seen that guy? His eyes, they're crazy looking.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to meet him in an alley, you know? Those kinds of people don't have anything to lose, but it's gonna be tough, you guys.
You're not wrong. I don't think a head-on bust down the front door approach is a good idea. We've done that in the past and it worked, but we're short-manned and not in our domain.
So he's trying to sneak in? Are we gonna try to draw the dragon out? I guess maybe we'll decide once we get closer to it, but I don't know how far away we are.
Can one of you folks that know more about dragons, can they swim? Can all dragons swim? Hold their breath? Is that a thing?
Probably not all of them, but green dragons live in forests and swamps, so I would imagine so. Sounds reasonable.
So, there's a chance that this dragon could be underwater?
Depends on the layout of this lair, which we're not going to know until we get there, but yes.
Which is why I think our main priority should be Narenvane. I think we should focus our attacks, get him separated, and once we get a hold of him, we run.
How are you going to run from a dragon? You know how fast they can fly?
Yeah, but you know how fast I can run.
Yeah.
I can't run that fast, but
Can you run that fast while dragging an unconscious?
Yeah. That's no problem. It's the biggest problem I see is not getting away from the dragon, because we have trees and mist and fog on our side, and plus a few wizards who could throw some dazzling confusions up in the air and things like that. My big concern is we're vastly outnumbered. I don't know an exact number, but I guarantee you they got more than 5.
Yeah, well, that's what fireballs are for.
yeah,
But
exactly.
I don't listen. Let's back up a bit and talk about your escape plan. Fucking Quinn, whatever his name is. When we were trying to follow him, we got stuck in the woods for 2 hours. That was only a day ago. We don't have the lay of the land here. The dragon almost certainly does, and has a aerial advantage to spot us. It's not going to be easy, but dragons are very perceptive.
I have been thinking about this, Spectre, and that is why. And I stop and I look at this tree, and I'm going to carve an R into it with a dagger. And every so often, I'll do this again and again in a straight line, and we'll find our way home. Just look for the trees with the R's. But, I mean, if we capture Narenvane, right? Do we really want to be around for his dragon friend to just have his way with us?
If we're able to take Narenvane without alerting the dragon, sure. But I think you have a little too much faith in this plan. Even if you and maybe I can run from the dragon, these idiots in plate mail are not going to be so lucky. A plan to run means that they're going to get eaten, for sure.
I just have to outrun Hugo and I should be fine. Don't worry about me.
Joke's on you, I can teleport.
Oh, fuck. So I'm the
You can
goner.
teleport too. No, you can teleport too, doofus. You do it all the time.
Well, I have to make sure I save some.
I see where your problems arouse, Spectre. It makes sense. Now I forget that you guys don't have hooves and you're not as fast as I am. You should invest in a pair. I hear you can get your feet replaced. No one?
I did not get that joke. I was counting my face steps.
Just saying, hooves are better for running. But I think, your point makes a lot of sense, right? But, I mean, what are we going to do? We're going to spend all of our time going after the dragon instead? I mean, it makes sense because that's Narenvane's escape route. But, I mean, like Hugo here said, if he teleports, then Narenvane could probably teleport or something, maybe?
Yeah, it's possible, but I could possibly stop him from teleporting if he tries.
That's pretty cool. Is it a spell? How do you do that?
Oh, it's complicated, but I reverse the polarity of the magical waves, and it cancels it out.
He taps 2 islands. Anyway, what about this? We're thinking this dragon is not from around here, right? The last dragon that wasn't from around there ran away when we beat its ass. maybe we don't have to kill the dragon. Maybe it'll be the same kind of thing, where if we do enough to it, it'll decide it's not worth it and bug out. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't think we're out of the dragon ever, even with magic.
Maybe, but the biggest issue of that is if he starts to run and Narenvane's on his back, we'll never catch him.
When you ping Narenvane off, you get him off, scare the dragon enough to make it run away, then we have a Narenvane.
As you guys are having this conversation and walking through the misty forest with all this mist clinging around you, following behind Zeno, three of you, Spectre, Hugo, Zeno, the three sort of realize something isn't quite right here. Maybe it's a movement in one of the nearby trees. Maybe it's a sound that catches your attention. Something is not quite right. And with that, I'm going to move you guys to a different map.
So yours came with a lock and key, Rasmus?
Mine are heavier than yours too.
Okay, go ahead, Adam.
And as Gale and Rasmus are sort of comparing this, perhaps that's why they haven't noticed what's going on here. This is the area that you have to see. You're currently moving southeast. I've thrown just where I suspect maybe you guys are, but feel free to adjust yourself as far as marching order is concerned.
We're in a very tactical 5-star pattern. Very defensible.
Yeah, perfect to get perfect to eat a fucking cone.
I would assume that Gale and I are probably walking close together, but beside Zeno. So maybe like here.
Yeah, I don't want to be beside Zeno. Creeps me out.
And Adam, I think it's, I was going to mention this earlier, but we're having fun in the conversation, but I'm sure Gale has a shield on because we're hunting dragons at this point.
Sure, I think that makes sense. So you've had your shield strapped on and walking with you, yeah. All right, is everybody good with where they're at?
Bring the worm.
Okay, tokens are now locked.
What do we got?
I don't see anything.
Right. Well, just hold on one moment.
I was answering Hugo. I don't have a lock and key. Apparently, I got ripped off.
No, something's moving in the mist here.
Oh, get ready, Rasmus.
Okay, so as this occurs and you guys are having this chat, as I mentioned, it's perhaps some movement in the trees. Hard to say exactly what it is, but most of you guys are prepared and aware. I'm not going to call this surprise, but what I will say is Gale and Rasmus, since you guys failed this check, assume that you're going to be moving at half speed for the first round. So like you're basically taking just a moment to realize what's going on. All right.
That's a good roll.
And with that out of the way, we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't do you too much harm, but with that out of the way, the first thing that you notice as you're moving through this area is a large spider suddenly pushes off from a nearby tree where it was sort of clinging and comes into view as it moves forward. As it moves up next to you here, Gale, it is going to attempt to bite you. Go ahead and give me a defense roll, please. All right, yeah, so as the fangs of the spider clatch forth, you raise your shield and are able to block that without too much effort. This pattern repeats itself as you notice another one of these spiders coming down. I'm going to go ahead and throw on some better music here for this. All right, from the northeast this time. Spectre, you notice one of these large spiders moves towards you. I'll need a defensive roll from you. Yes, this bite does manage to connect against you, Spectre. That will be 5 piercing damage plus 8 poison damage. But make that con save, and if you succeed on the save, you just take half that poison damage.
Sorry, Roll20 is lagging a little bit for me.
No worries, take your time.
The 19 good enough?
It is good enough, yeah. So you will take 5 piercing and 4 poison for a total of 9 points of damage there. The next two, one comes from the north, also after you, Spectre. I'll need another defense roll there.
Did anyone else's initiative tracker change? Mine looks different.
They did an update somewhat recently where it shows you the count of tokens. For a while it was broken and it would show you even tokens on the GM pair, which was kind of weird, but it looks like they've got that part fixed at least.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Give me that full damage.
Yes, indeed. So here that comes. So it'll be 18 points of damage from that attack. Alright, and then one from the south moves up, and it's going to go after... Gale. Gale, another defense roll, please. Yes, once again, easily able to evade this strike. You hear more movement, and again, it's hard to see through this mist, so you get this sort of strange feeling like there's things all around you right now. As Rasmus, it is your turn, starting first round with half movement.
Okay. I instinctually, seeing everything come from the woods and start attacking, and I've got these manacles in my hand, I'm gonna kind of like whip the chain around my hand and kind of hold it with like chain knuckles, and I'm gonna move into this spot with this one with Spectre, and I'm gonna come in with a hoof and try to shove it. Is it possible for me to push it in a specific direction? Can I push it this way?
So if you push it straight backwards, that's a straight up check. If you push it aside or shove aside, then that's a disadvantage check.
Okay, so if I were to push it now, I would push it this way?
Correct. Now if you move one step to your west, you could push it northeast if that's what you want.
And this way?
Yes.
Okay, so that for my first attack, can I replace it with a shove action, please?
You can. Yes, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Okay. Here we go. Public?
Yes. Yes, you managed to shove the giant spider back.
Perfect. And as it stumbles backwards, I'm going to come through and do like a Superman punch for my follow-up hit. So monk unarmed strike.
That will certainly connect. Wounding the giant spider.
Perfect. And then I got 7 keys, so let's use a key to throw a flurry of blows in, and we'll do 2 more strikes.
Okay. That will hit, as will that. The spider looks badly wounded by your barrage of attacks.
Perfect. That's me.
Okay, Spectre.
Okay. I suppose because I have it listed, my bow is in my hand. So that's not ideal. But I will cunning action disengage. So that is my bonus action here. Then I will go... I'm at full speed, right?
You are. Yep, you succeeded on the perception check.
Yeah. So, how's the visibility like with this fog? Like, how far can I see?
Not good at all. Like, I would say once you're beyond 20 feet, you'd be shooting at targets at disadvantage.
Okay. Then I'm gonna hunker down in the middle here. And I will go here. I have some clean shots. So, because that one's almost dead, I'm going to fire at this one that's kind of in the middle of everybody here.
Okay.
For my first sneak attack shot. First and only sneak attack shot, assuming it hits. Shot.
That will hit.
Enough. So... Oh, I don't have sneak attack selected, but... I'll just roll that manually for you. Yeah. So 18 to that guy.
He is badly wounded.
And
Is it still 2d6 at level 10?
He's multiple.
I'm level 3.
Oh yeah, oh my god.
So then I will, now that I have burned the sneak attack on the boy with more health, I'm going to turn around and shoot the one that Rasmus has almost killed to take the kill from him.
Okay.
I knew it. Reaction shove the last second.
Oh,
And I critically missed that one. So I get 3 attacks because of Dread Ambusher, so I'm going to go for another shot on the same guy.
Okay. Yes, that will connect.
For 7.
And yes, your arrow punctures through the creature's carapace and it drops.
And then I will...
That's my damage from your crit 1. Hit my ear.
It only fumbles on the first shot, okay?
Yeah, that's why I added it in myself. Right in my ear.
And then I'm gonna... You said that we are hearing these come down from all around us, right?
Well, I will say you're hearing sounds all around you, and because of the limited visibility, it gives you this kind of like paranoid feeling that there are many, many creatures all around you.
Then I'm going to come back here and sit in the middle.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
Okay, next up is Zeno. Okay, so from where Zeno is at, you notice he sort of looks up and realizes what's going on now. He had heard these sounds, but things move pretty quick for him. But you see he flings his hand out towards the one closest to him. And this seems to take effect as you notice cold seems to fill through the creature and it is slain. Alright, from there he will... he's gonna move over to here. Okay, before Gale's turn, Gale, you're gonna notice as another of these large creatures descends, moving up next to you, about to there, and he will attempt to bite you. Defense roll there, please. Yes, you barely managed to evade this attack.
There are more beasties!
Rasmus, you notice a strange creature as it attacks you from up in the tree. Get you a visual here.
I look at it while I'm holding my bleeding ear. The heck is that? It's kind of cute.
As you look up towards it, you see the obvious spider-like form, but it is humanoid in shape. And from where it's at, you see it sort of moving with its hand, and it flings its hand in your direction. And as it does, you notice this thick strand of web, almost like a lasso, tries to go around you. I'll need a defense roll, please.
Do I get the intention that he's trying to pull me into him?
It's hard to say. That's certainly possible.
If he's trying to lasso me into him, I'm down for a face-to-face fight, but I'll give you your defense roll and I'll just close the gap myself if I can't make the clear inference.
Okay, this does manage to lasso around your throat, actually. This is what is known as a web garret. Whoop, that is 2 GM. Let me fix
Nice.
that real quick.
I love it. It's cool. And it's Garrett? I always called it Garrot.
I've heard it both ways, so it's, yeah. For official, I'd probably have to look it up, but...
My first introduction of that word was a warrior in WoW.
Okay, so that's going to be 5 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. Until the grapple ends, you can't breathe. So think of this as the webs choking out your throat, and he is pulling on it, which is keeping your throat taut, but he's not yanking you towards you.
Gotcha. So I'm grappled though, so that means my movement is 0?
That is correct.
Gotcha. Perfect.
And I'll let you go ahead and add that icon to yourself.
Got it. And I just looked up the pronunciation, and it says it's G-A-Rot. Garot.
Garot, okay, good to know. All right, so that is that creature's turn, and then we move to Gale.
Finally, it's my turn. I only have 2 now. So I'm going to go after this one, Adam, the one to Gale's left, with an attack here.
You can go ahead and set yourself back to public, but yes, that will hit.
Great. I'm going to do normal.
Okay, the blade slashes into the spider, wounding it.
Oh, I meant the other one here, this guy.
Oh, I thought you said to the left. My bad.
Said to Gale's left, and we're facing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm just an idiot.
No, you're good. You're good. All right, let's see here.
It made sense to me, Brian.
Thanks. Now with the backhand with the same sword.
That will hit as well. Wounding a creature a second time.
Great. I'll be fine. Just focus on the funny-looking walrus.
Okay, before Hugo's turn, another one of these giant creatures descends. And it moves up and attacks Xeno. But Xeno manages to evade this strike. And Hugo, your turn.
Okay. Hugo says, "You'll all be fine, I promise." And he's gonna run this way.
Watch the trees. There's weird things in them, Hugo.
He's gonna move to there.
Okay.
Actually, could I have said that when I was here that he tried to telekinetically pull this guy closer?
You can, yes. Go ahead and make that check.
I just gotta find the button here. Eh.
You are unable to pull him out of the tree.
Yeah. But he continues on to here, and then you know it, you love it. Fireball.
I love being surrounded by flames.
And you should be able to sculpt it around all 4 of these guys in there.
Yes, yep. Fireball, if you're casting at level 3, you'll be able to sculpt 4. Alright, so once you decide where it's going to be, I will ask the other players to just move up out of the radius and then remember where you were and move back there once the spell has been cast. So are you good with that location, Hugo?
Yeah, I think because I wasn't able to pull the other guy closer in, I think this makes the most sense, so I'm going to do it right there.
Alright, so before you click anything, rest of the team... Oh, actually, you know what? Rest of the team, let me move this because I have a feeling that you guys will have access to that. Okay, so, yep, just remember exactly where you are. Let's see, Xeno, 1, 2, 3 is 4 down. Okay, and then feel free to adjust exactly where you wanted that, Hugo.
Or Jordan.
I'm going to do it right here.
Okay, and then go ahead and do your trigger roll. Okay, yes, a lot of flames lick around this area, burning most of the creatures in this area. And seemingly leaving your allies completely unharmed as the flames just have safe spots within them.
That is so exciting, Hugo!
Hey, and Hugo winks at him. I gotcha. All right, those two are still alive though. We gotta clean them up.
And now, Rasmus, I believe you were actually here, right?
I thought he was up.
He was
Here.
to the northeast of me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I had just shoved that guy and then moved in, and then I got web garroted.
Yes. Okay, so that one, oh, actually, before that one's turn, Hugo, you hear the additional sounds behind you as another one of these creatures lurches forward. As it does, it is going to attack you and it will do a defense roll. Yes, you managed to just barely evade this strike. However, moments later, you feel this webbing going for your throat, and I will need another defense roll. Yes, you see this coming at the last moment. You're able to dodge out of the way, and that does not hit you.
Hugo like yelps and screams out, "Oh, they're over here!"
And then Gale, similarly, I will need another defense roll from you. Yes, you see this web coming down towards you, but you're able to evade it. And then we move to the top of round 2. This one is slain, so we'll remove him. This one is still kicking. Let's see. He's got 2 primary targets there.
That Spectre looked really delicious.
But you are grappled.
Indeed, and it seems to like that you're grappled, so it's going to move and attack Rasmus.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
It's because you shot me in the ear. You drew my blood, and now they want me.
Blood's in the water. But he moved in, so you're in range to kill him now.
Yeah, but I'm gonna yank this guy out of the tree over here.
So defense roll from Rasmus.
Sorry, I was waiting on you to roll damage. Ah!
All right, so that will count as a fumble for him. Go ahead and throw a melee fumble.
Ooh. I don't know if I've ever seen a poison fumble. Can I just roll one just to see what it looks like at him?
The fumbles aren't on the damage specific.
Gotcha. I see. Now I see why I haven't seen one.
Right. Yep. Okay, so he attacks wildly, loses track of the fight around him. He's going to end his turn immediately and move to the bottom of the initiative order at the start of the next round. So I'm going to put an indicator. Yes, it is. I'm going to put an indicator on him here. If he's still alive by the start of the next round, then we will deal with that.
I say he went to attack me while I was talking to Spectre, and like I took his little hand and kept swinging it around, so he went in like a full circle, and now he's disoriented.
All right, Rasmus, it is your turn. Currently being choked.
Rasmus.
Yeah. You know, Rasmus is really into that kind of thing, but not in this particular situation. So, so it's connected to my throat and goes back to him, Adam?
It is, yes.
Is it possible for me to grab it and yank him out of the tree?
You can certainly try.
Sure. Can I try?
You can, yes. Give me an athletics check.
I am going to juice it.
Oh yeah.
Shoo! Inspiration! Almost didn't say it.
Go ahead and reroll. All right, so you grab onto this Garrett or Garrot. It'll take me a while.
Whatever.
You grab onto this Garrot and you start pulling, and you see he lets go. You pull it right out, it loosens from your neck, but he is not pulled out of the tree.
Gotcha. So he just released the grapple.
He basically he realized he was about to get pulled right out of the tree and just let go.
Perfect. So I'm no longer grappled.
Correct.
Okay. And that takes my action, I assume, yeah?
That would be, yes, that would be like a help action on yourself.
Gotcha. Perfect. So let's say for a bonus, I'll just take a key point and I'll do a patient defense.
Okay. Okay, Spectre.
All right. Is this spider big enough that I can shoot over my friends?
Which one are you aiming at?
This one.
I would, if you're going to shoot from right there, I would say Zeno would give him cover.
Okay. I do want to try to eliminate, though. What if I move here?
Yep, I'd say you're good there.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll press Z and jump, and then that'll be okay. So I'm gonna shoot him with the sneak attack. If it connects. Come on, roll 20. Don't do me like this.
It does
Certainly.
connect.
This time I'm actually going to click the toggle. I'm gonna remember to do that. Oh my god. So... Well...
Yes, that will wound the creature badly. It is near death.
Damn. Then... Rasmus is no longer grappled, so... I'm just gonna go for the kill on this guy, just to get him out of here.
Is this the same one you just shot?
Yeah, the same one.
Okay.
I should stop closing my character sheet, because that is what it is.
That load time, man.
Yeah, so another 8 to him.
Yes, that will be enough to kill him, and he collapses to the ground.
And then, because he is now dead, I will... scurry this direction. Over here.
Okay, move to Zeno's turn. He will turn around, noticing Rasmus there and the disoriented one. And you'll see he flicks his hand as a small bolt of fire appears in it, and he just throws it right at that creature. And yes, you'll notice the creature is consumed by the flames.
Oh my god.
Alright, this one is slain. Okay, what you're going to notice is this guy quickly moves backwards through the trees, seeming to move and climb, aka climb, with very ease, and moves into the thick of the trees, and you hear the sound of it continuing to move.
Light him up, Hugo.
Gale.
Trying to save something for the dragon.
I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 puts me here. And then I'm into, with flanking, kill this fucker. Fuck yes.
Alright, you channel your inner Karlak and swing out, but with flanking, that will hit.
Hey.
Alright, wounding the spider. Second attack also connects, and yes, that will slay the spider.
Excellent.
Oh, what a team!
Alright, this one is already dead, so we will remove him. Hugo.
Okay. Can I see that guy that tried to run away?
You do not see him. He is through the thick trees away from you. And again, with this mist, your visibility is limited to like 20 feet.
Hugo sadly shakes his head at Rasmus. Goes, I gotta shoot at the ones I can see. And he will shoot at this one with... Actually, he's gonna do Toll the Dead.
Toll the Dead, okay.
It's a spell effect, right?
Yes. Yes, that will indeed affect him. He has not been wounded yet, so he'll suffer 6 necrotic.
Okay. and Hugo will back up here, and he'll just keep his eyes peeled for that one that ran away.
Okay.
As much as he can.
All right. Similarly, you notice this one moving through the trees very rapidly. And if it comes as any surprise, the same with this one.
They're the smart ones.
All right, there are no visible threats here. Based on how easy they seem to move through the trees, you don't think it's going to be very successful to try to track them down unless you have some kind of magic you're wanting to use for that purpose. Is anybody wanting to stay in turn order, or can we go ahead and exit turn order here?
We can exit.
All right, good deal. So you guys have defeated these 7 large spiders and damaged one of whatever those creatures was. If anybody would like to make a nature check to see if you recognize what that creature may have been. So Hugo, yes, you recall that these are what are known as ettercaps. They are spider humanoid type creatures. They have some of the capabilities of spiders, namely that they move through webs with ease. They're really good climbers. They can use web garrots. They can shoot webs themselves to restrain people, and they can use their claws, and they have a poisonous bite as well. They're frequently found in companion with spiders, much like you saw here.
Are they intelligent, or?
They are approaching human intelligence.
Oh, those are ettercaps. They're smart, but they dangerous.
Clearly they were smart because they bugged off.
Spiders actually aren't bugs. They arachnided off.
They arachnided off.
Thanks, Zeno.
You notice Zeno sort of looks around now and realizes there aren't any, and his posture just kind of slumps. All right, well, that was annoying, but let's keep going.
Yeah, let's go.
And
these big ones have anything good on them? The fangs or venom or anything like that?
You see he looks back once again, exasperated. Are you an expert in taking poison out of a spider's glands?
I mean, I gotta get my 10,000 hours in somewhere. So, here's how I start.
You notice he shakes his head once again with disgust and just continues moving.
Alright. Hugo chops off one of the heads.
Sure, it takes you maybe 15-20 seconds there. Just chop. Eventually, one of the giant spider heads comes loose. You quickly then catch up with your companions, as I imagine everybody is moving on. Okay, as you continue moving through this misty forest, you notice Zeno kind of looking around like he's trying to get his bearings once again after this battle. As he's doing this, and you guys are kind of just waiting there for him, as he looks up, licks his finger, holds it up into the air, sniffs a bit, scratches on one of the trees, rubs his neck against that, and then smells it, and does this sound once again. You notice, or you hear at first, this sound of a voice coming off from a little bit of a distance. It sounds like a woman's voice.
Is that Harmony? Did she catch up?
No.
I hope so.
Which direction is it coming from? Is it beyond us or behind us?
It would be basically to your south, and you're trying to move approximately east at this point.
Can we tell what she's saying?
It sounds like a person in distress, like,
She probably stuck in the webs.
Well, we should go help.
Yeah, probably.
It would be the good thing to do. So Zeno,
could be an elf survivor from another village or something.
One of your
open for fuckery, but yeah, let's go.
Maybe it's another statue.
Yeah,
As you
maybe.
start speaking towards him, Gale, you see he looks for you and says, "I'm busy!"
Well,
Yeah,
look,
keeping on. We'll check this out.
This might be one of your pipples stuck, and you need to help. Come on, this is going to take us 5 minutes to figure this out. Trust me, we're really good.
Quick question for you guys though: Does your cult that you're fighting, do they have any like tattoos that they all wear or anything like that?
Armor and mask, really?
All right.
We'll be careful.
Yeah, just be aware. The cult is probably almost definitely in these woods, so...
Well, if it's a cultist that's trapped in the webs, it's even better. Ask some questions.
Go scope it out.
All right.
So it sounds like the 4 of you wish to approach then. So you start moving through the trees here, putting some distance between yourself and Zeno, who seems to be standing here. As you get to about that 25-foot mark, you look back, realizing you can just see the vague outline of Zeno. The voice seems to be coming further to the south. You don't see wherever this is coming from quite yet. Are you willing to push on and get out of line of sight of Zeno?
No, I'm not.
No. Yeah, go get his ass and bring him here.
I'll go ahead.
Okay.
Is it dark in the forest?
It's light right now, so the light does penetrate into the forest, but because of the mist, it's always kind of like a gloomy light.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I like try to stealth it? Like,
Sure.
No, Spectre, wait. You shouldn't go off by yourself either.
it's like 20 feet away. Or do I get a? It's kind of hard to tell how far away this person is, right? With all the trees.
It's coming from a distance, but yeah, there's kind of like an echoiness here, so it's hard to pinpoint exactly from where you're at right now.
Zeno will be fine. We're not going far. We just...
Yes, but we could get lost. What if Gale and Hugo stay here so we could see them, and I'll go with you? How about
Fine,
that?
whatever. She's currently being eaten by a spider. We need to get there.
I got my eyes on Zeno.
I'll keep my eyes on the other two, the goat.
I take off with Spectre.
Yeah, we go.
Okay, so Spectre and Rasmus, as you continue moving towards the sound of this voice, penetrating through the mist, you see it starts to clear as you're getting closer. Shapes sort of come in focus, trees here and there. You step through this mist, and you notice in a little bit of a clearing, maybe only 20 feet in diameter or so, you see a older woman sitting very carefully on the ground, almost cross-legged, and you notice, almost like set intentionally, there are 4 of these strange-looking plants. Each one kind of looks like a giant pineapple, and they're in each corner of her, and you can see them pulsating, as though they're kind of like increasing in size and then shrinking, almost as though they're taking breaths. You notice her sitting there, but she's obviously distressed.
Has she noticed us?
I'm assuming because you said you wanted to do this stealthily that you're trying to remain unnoticed, and if so, she does not notice you.
Do you want me to go say something, Spectre, and you just keep a watch in case something pops off?
Sure.
So I'll like back out of the bushes and then like do like a little circle around to go to where we saw her, and I'll just put my hands up and say, did you want to be in this predicament of yours?
You see her head looks towards you really quick, and she says, "Shh, they're agitated by sound."
Give her a thumbs up, and I'll do my fingers in a come to me motion.
To her?
Yeah. Yep.
She gives a very stern shake of her head, no.
Okay, so I'll put up a I don't know, and then do like a...
What does I don't know look like?
A shrug.
Like a shrug
Okay,
with
good
2
enough.
arms in the air.
You see she points her finger towards one of these things, and then she mimics with her hands, like starting small and then rapidly increasing.
Okay. I'll give her a thumbs up back.
She nods.
Can I, from my angle, Adam, can I get a good look at what the things are on the ground?
Give me a blind check. I'm going to use this roll for 2 things, both a perception and a nature, to see if you can recognize what it is, and then actually I'll use your first roll for the perception, and then the second, the other side of the disadvantage for the nature.
Sure.
So
Nature would probably be disadvantage. I got a 0 anyways.
Well, it's not disadvantage. I'm just using the second die. So
I get what you mean.
So yes, you notice these. They look like plants to you. So with your keen eye, you notice these little, for lack of a better term, they look like little legs that are underneath these pineapple-like plants. You can see every now and again one of them kind of moves slightly, just almost like a jitter or like a nervous twitch kind of thing. It doesn't seem intentional, but yeah, you notice the movement of these little tiny legs. As far as what they are, yeah, you don't know. You're not sure you've ever seen anything like this from where you're from.
Okay, so I'm going to close the distance a little bit, maybe like halfway of what we have right now. I'd say like from 20 feet to 10 feet.
Okay, so as you get closer to her, she whispers once again, "They might explode. Gotta be very, very careful."
Can I draw them away from you?
She shakes her head. No, but can you come pick me up? Just be really still.
Okay. So Adam, I'll take off my bag and stuff. So like to be at like my minimum weight, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Just my body weight, and I'll look over at Spectre in the bushes and kind of give a come out wave.
Yeah, I come out slowly. I don't have a weapon in hand because it sounds like they don't want to fight these things. We're just trying to get her, right?
That's what it seems like from your current location and what you've heard.
Okay. I will come out because he's given my position away, for one thing.
What I want to say, Spectre, is I'm going to pick her up, but if they start to chase us, will you shoot them, please?
I'll think about it.
I'll kind of give them like a rolling eyes look, a bombastic side eye, and make my way to the lady. Very gingerly, I'm going to watch my step, because if they got little legs, I don't know, maybe they got roots that like extend out at them, so I'm going to make sure that I'm not stepping on anything abnormal, like roots or anything specific, if that makes sense.
Yes. So you're trying to walk in between them and to this old woman, right?
Yeah, and I got hooves, so I got a little smaller surface area.
He really wants to make those hooves relevant.
I know.
As he's doing that, I'll watch the creatures, pineapples, whatever the fuck they are, see if there's any like change in their behavior as he approaches.
Okay, sure. So what I'm going to call for here, Rasmus, is a blind check. I'm going to say this is acrobatics, as you're trying to move in a very balanced way and walk through here, avoid stepping on anything that looks like a foot or a tendril or something like that to close the gap.
Okay, as I'm like standing there, I'm having second thoughts about tiptoeing my way and just like quickly doing this. Like pounce, you know what I mean? Pounce, grab, pounce.
I'm not sure what that means. Do you mean jump when you say pounce?
Jump to her, grab her, jump away from her.
And is this something that like you're contemplating and eyeing one place, eyeing the other, and something she'd be able to react to?
Yeah, like she'll see me as I start to slow, like I'll take a couple of my slow steps and then like stop myself and then like start to look around for clearer spaces.
She shakes her head very vigorously as she notices you contemplating jumping, and once again she says, "Shh."
I didn't hear you. Okay. All right. Well, here's your tiptoes then. I'll go back to trying to tiptoe. I'm gonna give you a hero point because I don't have much for acrobatics.
I don't even have toes.
Tip hoof.
Blind check though, please.
Oh, apologies.
No worries.
Hope this is good.
Okay, you make your way tiptoeing through here as best you can. Unfortunately, as you get kind of close to her, one of these tendrils does indeed sort of catch your leg. You start to fall a bit and lean on this big pineapple-like plant just as it's kind of inhaling as it does. And you feel yourself pushed up, and you see she stands up pretty rapidly and shakes her head. Well, you're not very good at this, but it's the thought that counts, so well done, heroes at last. How many might fall back in fear at the sight of a stranger in the woods, or think of their own safety before helping another? Let me grant you my blessing. May your hearts prove true where others fear to tread. And you see she pulls this flower-like garland seemingly from her side as she reaches. It's almost as though these flowers are twining themselves in a circle, and she sets it upon you, and then you see she raises up and notices you back there, Spectre, as you're sort of waiting, trying to shoot her, and you see she just kind of throws
I wasn't trying to shoot her.
No, I'm sorry. Waiting to shoot. Like you get the impression that she knew that you were there, but she wasn't letting on that she knew that you were there. And she throws this almost like a frisbee, and you can see once again as it's moving through the air, all these flowers kind of twine, and this garland, assuming you don't try to evade it, this garland of flowers will just nestle right on your neck.
What color are their flowers? Are they black? Can they be black?
These ones are not. They look to be wildflowers, so you see like purples, blues, and greens primarily.
I'm okay with the purple.
All right.
She doesn't look thrilled about it, but...
Spectre's Coachella outfit.
So as you're taking a fashionista look towards these flowers, and I imagine, Rasmus, you're kind of surprised. You notice she just taps this big pineapple-like plant heartily on its side, and you notice all four of them begin to just scurry away. It kind of gives you this impression of like dumpy, like short things trying to move. They don't move very quick, but they all scatter to different directions as they're moving back and forth. And you see she gives you a quick smile, turns into an owl in an instant, and flies through the trees.
Oh shit, we can't stop her and tell her we got friends on the other side.
If you even think of this, as you're calling out, she's too fast as she flies away.
Damn it.
At least it wasn't a hag that Adam just threw at us.
Yeah. It was the other way that went. Well, I imagine I'm like sitting, because I like started to fall forward, and I grabbed her pineapple, and then it just ran off from my grasp, and now I'm like sitting on my ass with this lei around my neck, and I'm gonna look over at Spectre and be like, have you ever dealt with something like that before?
Can't say that I have. He said these were blessings, though, so maybe a good idea to hold on to them. They don't really fit my vibe, but
I kind of like it. You have absolutely no color about you at all, so...
What's that supposed to mean?
You're like an all black,
white,
and your pale skin. You're literally all of the colors and the absence of all colors at once. You're like the complete lack of color. Does that make sense? I don't know. But
no, but whatever.
Look. Do we just share these? Like cut them into bracelets or something?
I don't think that would be a good idea. I feel like that would break them.
Gale and Noah, you hear this. I'm sorry, Gale and Hugo, you hear this clearly. I would say Rasmus and Spectre, you hear this sort of faintly as the voice of Zeno rings through this area. We're on the right path. It's this way. Let's go.
Come on, go. Wait, you have new stuff around your neck. You went to a flower party while we were hunting dragons and one of the dragon lords?
I don't really know if this makes... Well, you'll believe us, but there was a lady who needed help, and we went to help her, and because we chose to help her, she said she gave us a blessing, and then she turned into an owl and then flew away.
I don't know anything about that. Maybe Zeno knows stuffs about that. Maybe it was like a fairy. You could have been killed by a hag. Remember hags in Feywild? They do all kinds of tricky stuffs. Be careful.
Yeah, was she in webbing?
No, she was surrounded by... Yeah, pineapple plants. They look like they were going to explode. So I
Are you guys picking mushrooms off the trees around here?
See, I told you wouldn't believe us.
No, they were on vacation for a quick minute. Zeno, we're coming. Just wait a while. We'll be there right now.
Zeno's losing his shit right now. We gotta catch up with him before he leaves us in the dust. So you saved the lady and she's gone now.
Yeah, she just took off, turned into an owl and flew away. She said these are a blessing or something.
Well, they look great.
You guys have no sense of style. Let's go.
Hugo will try to find Zeno.
Yes, you notice he is moving kind of quickly, but he had to take like a little bit of a detour, which was closer to you all. So yeah, you can see him. You quickly catch up to him and continue plunging through the misty forest. You guys walk for another 30 or 40 minutes or so, following behind Zeno as you do.
Can we in this time try to draw Zeno's attention to inquire about the incident that our friends just claim that they were on a little mini vacation with this cute girl from Canada and they got flowers? It doesn't make sense. Zeno, can you make sense of this?
You say this to him like to try to get his attention, and he looks back and once again looks kind of exasperated. What do you want me to do?
Well, have you heard of some strange persons who can be into an owl, apparently, and then they when people help them, they give them flowers, and they say you've been blessed. That's what these knuckleheads are saying what happened to them when they ran after the lady in the wood.
Maybe it was one of the Fae folk. I don't know.
Could be a Fae folk, could be a druid. We had a druid who could turn into animals. Not the druid, but...
Can Hugo start looking around, looking at the trees and everything, seeing if there's anybody around?
You can, yeah. Go ahead and throw me a blind check. You look around carefully as much as your vision will allow you in this misty forest. You look at the trees, you're looking very carefully. You don't see anything that is obvious. You can hear the sounds of animals all about you, though, as you're in the forest. You can hear the chittering of small mammals. You can hear the sound of birds occasionally moving, and other things at a distance that you can't spot or really put a name to what exactly they might be.
Something's watching us. I don't know.
That the whole forest is alive.
Yeah, that must be it.
Well, is the terrain getting kind of swampy, Adam?
No.
I don't know. Oh, you think we're close, maybe?
Zeno, wait up. We're almost... Are we there yet? 5 more minutes?
You notice he stops now and looks, and you see he like raises his ear almost and points it in a direction, and then takes 2 more steps and points it more into the direction, takes a few more steps, leans over a tree through a little split in the tree, leans again, hearing, I hear water, falling water.
Oh, great. Rasmus, water.
You wanting me to try out my new fishing gear?
No, you portended that we would have water, and with my nice adamantine armor is going to get wet, and I'll probably be drowned. But it was nice knowing you, my friend.
Well, I mean, water's where anything would go to drink, so perhaps we check it out. Fresh water is good for people too, so could be a spot where cultists are gathered around. We should look at it. Is your spider sense pointing you in that direction? Zeno.
He looks at... yeah, it's definitely that way.
There we go.
Go.
Okay, well, before we go that way and investigate anything, I think we need to clear our plan here. Do we want to just investigate first, come back out and wait, or what? We don't know what it is. Could be a cave, could be a mine, could be a swamp, lake?
Yeah, I think we need to get the lay of the land before we really decide what we're doing. But I think I'm going to assume now that they know we're coming. Because I feel like maybe they have little squirrel spies or something like that. But I feel like someone's watching me.
Visible cultists, maybe. We know there are spellcasters.
Okay. So should we not walk in a big clump together? Should we separate? Maybe do 2 groups, 1 of 3, 1 of 2?
No. We stay together for now in this mist. But
You hear giant wing beats. Scatter.
It's
Just
too late.
keep your eyes peeled for a trap.
All right. And I assume you guys then push on as Zeno seemingly wants to continue forward.
Check to see how many potions I have. I might need.
Yeah, everybody make sure your belt, right? Remember, you get to put 2 things on your belt. I got an antitoxin and a healing potion on mine.
I got antitoxin and hill giant strength potion.
Yeah, nobody else got fucked up, so asking for a rest is probably not going to happen. So I'm going to drink 1 potion here.
Okay. Feel free to do that and restore HP.
2d4 plus 2?
For a basic healing potion, yep.
How many do you have? I have 5 in my possession.
I have 3, now 2.
I will give you 1, so I have 4 and you have 3.
Zeno,
What?
take 1 of these in case you get bit in the ass. And
what
I'll
does
hand
it
him a
do?
healing
Anything?
potion.
Okay. You
And-
see he looks at it and looks at you, and he takes it like very gingerly, and then still looking at you, he pops the top off of it and puts it towards his mouth and does like this big smell, and then like an inhale.
Don't drink it.
He doesn't drink it, but you see he's doing this like weird, trying to gauge what it is, and you see he stoppers it. Oh, okay, yeah. And you see he puts it on his belt.
All right. Let's go, guys. Look, if we all die, I just want to say... Well, I don't really have anything to say to you guys. It's just been fun.
We're not
We
going
will-
to die.
We are going to win. I had a moment there, but no, you're right. We are going to win.
Yeah, we're only 2 people down.
We're going to win in D&D tonight.
It'll be okay.
Onward. Adam, I will say, I know that the party wants to stick together, but I'm going to be 10 feet to the right.
Well, before we get into that kind of detail, let me go ahead and move you to the next map. All right,
Oh
so
my
you
god, it's
can
fucking huge.
continue moving forward through the woods, and as you do, you notice eventually there's a break in the trees themselves. There's more of like a grassland, and at the edge of your vision, you see a large pool of water. The sound of this falling water is pretty constant and quite close to you. It's not technically dark right now, so let me give you like a special light thing, Rasmus, since you're the only one without dark vision. And I will explain moments why later.
No, I trust you. I just didn't know if I needed to pop a torch or...
Let's do that.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Sure.
Are we moving ourselves into...
You can move yourselves wherever you like.
All right, so you said there's sound. We don't see it, but does it sound like a waterfall? Does it sound
That's
like
exactly
a stream?
what it sounds like, Yale, a waterfall.
Oh, Adam, my screen just refreshed and showed me like the whole map. Fortunately, I'm just zoomed in onto my chunk, but let me refresh and make sure.
Yeah, that sounds like a dynamic lighting error.
Yep, we're good. Perfect.
So, my map is completely dark. Is that because...
Oh, that's right. You also don't have dark vision, do you?
No.
All right, let me give you the same sort of fake vision that I'm giving Rasmus. All right, and then, yeah, so I will take that off at the appropriate time.
Okay.
Everybody else good with their vision?
Seems okay. Can we see what we can see, or is it still the 20 feet?
So you can see what you can see, but anything beyond 20 feet is very, very hazy.
Okay.
Careful of the waters. What kind of water is this?
As you approach the water and look at it, it is a large pool, and as you look into the surface of the water, you notice there is this bright emerald green haze that seems to cling to the top of the surface of the water. You don't know if this water is just all naturally this bright emerald green, or if there's some kind of like a film.
The water's green. That seems ominous.
Can Hugo make a nature check to figure out what it is?
You can make a... Yeah, give me a blind check. Won't necessarily be nature, but yeah, you can make it. So, you seem to remember, perhaps in conversations or studies during your wizardly training, that one of the effects of having a adult or older green dragon in an area is that it causes pools of water to have this emerald green haze on top of it.
It's the influence of the dragon.
I told you we're close.
If only
I knew it.
If only I could fly.
I fucking hate swimming.
So
There might
we
be
can't.
a way around. If there's a waterfall, that means there's a cliff face. We might be able to slide around the...
Yeah, I don't want to swim in that green water.
Get away, Gale. Don't get too close to me.
I've heard it makes you infertile.
Alright. Adam, as I get to like here, can I see anything else? Like I see it looks like a wall that I'm looking at to my east.
Yes, essentially. So that is, think of that as basically like open terrain that you could go that way if you want to. It's just not depicted on the map. To your southeast, however, you notice this rock face, much like Spectre was mentioning, and you can just see the edge of the falling water here. This seems to be the location of the waterfall.
Like here-ish?
Yes.
Okay. Is it solid ground?
It is a
Like-
rocky slope up to that area. So you could get maybe 25 or 30 feet to the southeast, but then to get further southeast, you would actually have to climb.
Okay. So can I get to here? Like
You can, yeah.
getting close to, am I underneath the waterfall at this point?
Not exactly. So the waterfall is this area right here. So think of this as the water's all coming down from up, and it's all crashing down in this area. You notice essentially in this direction is what you would call behind the waterfall. It's not exactly like a secret or anything, but you can see an open like tunnel mouth.
Okay. So I'm going to scoot back and get to like here and yell to Gil. There's a tunnel or some kind of opening behind the waterfall. Maybe we send Spectre.
Hey, Spectre, it's time for you to be silent killer.
Well, I'd love to, but the tokens are now locked.
That's never ominous, is it? Okay.
No.
Gale, you are the only one that was aware that something, again, is going on here. The rest of you are completely flat-footed, locked in place as this occurs. Gale, you notice from the pool of the water, this massive green dragon emerges as it's getting ready to exhale its breath weapon upon you. You have 1 round to move and take an action, essentially. Do what you like before this occurs.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Let me
30.
unlock a token just so for you. All right, there you are.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then, yeah, I am not going to go into the slippery rocks because I'll probably fall. Well, maybe no, I'm going to run back. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then I'm going to take my action. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
And then I'm going to do Step of the Wind and burn one of Rasmus.
I was going to say, wait, what?
I'll give you a key point. You've given me 48% Draconic, so I can give you a half of a key point.
All right, so you
that'll
move
be
very quickly here, Gale. As the creature then emerges from the water, and all of you realize it now, you're sort of taken into this majestic creature. I will need wisdom saving throws from Hugo and Gale.
Public?
You can make it public, yep. Gale, do you want to keep that one you just rolled, or you want to roll public?
No, I'll do public.
Yep, okay, that works better.
Okay, and now I'm going to burn one of these ones, if I can.
You can use a reaction to do that, yep.
Because you said wisdom, and yeah, whatever. Oof! Inspiration?
You can burn your inspiration to reroll, sure. All right, so we'll call that a 19 then. Okay, so neither of you are affected as the fearsome nature of this ancient or just very large, powerful creature appears. You feel like the first starting of like terror to fill you, but ultimately it does not. Zeno, however, looks to be an absolute shock. Like he opens his mouth looking in that direction, and you see some of this yellow bits of the bark just tumble out of his face and just sort of collect in his beard. As this occurs, the dragon is going to aim, and based on how far Gale got, it is not going to be able to get Gale, but in a cone, it is going to be able to hit the rest of you with its massive cone size. So as that occurs, I would like all four of you to go ahead and give me Constitution saving throws.
Are we able to throw a hero point on it, or are we still surprised?
You guys are considered surprised at this point, so you don't have a reaction.
Okay. Well, I'm about to take a shitload of damage. Oh, maybe not.
Nice.
Dang. Both of my things stop good old dex saves, but not con saves. Here we go. Damn it.
Okay, so I'm going to roll these individually because I feel like that's better. So we'll start with Zeno gets blasted. And that went to GM. One moment. Alright, that should be fixed. Okay, so this is to Zeno.
Well.
This is to Spectre. Spectre, because you succeeded on the save, this will be half damage. So 28. Hugo, same with you. So 24. And then Rasmus, you'll take full. 52. Alright, as this occurs, the dragon breathes out this strong cone of this gas. Imagine just this massive area of poisonous vapors emerges from the creature's mouth, covers this area, harming all of you in the area to one degree or another, and from there you will see it leaps into the air, coming out of the pool very effortlessly as it flies through the waterfall and into the tunnel. As it does so, you quickly lose sight of it.
Don't breathe in.
Now, Adam, can I, since I was the one to see it, do you think I have a chance to see if anyone was riding on it?
You did not see anybody riding it. You'd be pretty clearly someone there. You did not see anybody.
And then I'd like to know how far up the lake the water was as he was standing in there, or did he came up from under it, so it must be really deep.
You can't tell the depth of the water because of this emerald green haze. Based on his size, from like foot to the top of his head, assuming he was standing perfectly straight up, he would probably be like 40 feet from feet to the top of his head. But of course, if he was laying horizontally or flat, he'd be much shorter.
Yeah, but he also came out from underneath it, so it must be deep water.
I would say you're quite confident it's not like 5 feet deep.
Yeah. Okay, did you see him? Because he flew into the water. Are you guys okay?
I'm all right. I think maybe we need to chase it, or what do we do now? Zeno, how are you feeling?
You notice he's still sort of coughing here at this poisonous vapors that are clinging to him. Sometimes it makes sense to fall back and take a moment to catch your breath.
Just what I was going to suggest. I can't believe I'm agreeing with you, but...
Well, you're the smart one of the group. It makes sense.
The element of surprise is long gone now.
Oh, no, I'd say surprises pretty well.
Our element of surprise, if we had it, if we ever had it, is gone now. We should fall back, rethink this. There might be, now that we know where this is, there might be another way inside. The last dragon we fought had several escape routes, to my knowledge. So there may be another way in that doesn't involve just kicking in the front door, which is not going to be possible anymore.
As you're saying this, Spectre, you notice Zeno is kind of already trekking off to the west.
Okay, we're leaving. Zeno's leaving, so I think we go too.
I'm assuming everyone follows?
Rasmus, get over. Thank you.
Yep, I'll follow.
All right, you guys back off a ways, aka off map, and find yourself 200-300 feet away from that location. You notice Zeno still kind of...
Oh, I'm sorry you got blasted like that, Zeno.
It wasn't totally unexpected, but yeah, I really packed a punch.
Well, you did very good in cleverly finding the lair. Now, you guys rest up. I don't need to rest. I will keep a vigilant eye out now that the badger is out of the backpack, as Leroy would say. And you guys recovered your damages.
It kind of feels to me like the dragon knew we were coming. It was like waiting for us in that
pool.
So,
I told you. They're watching us.
So maybe we don't want to do this 200 feet from the pool in case it comes looking for us, huh?
Hang on, guys. Wait. Look, if we, let's say, go 20 minutes back and then wait an hour and then take the next 20 minutes to walk, these folks are going to be long gone, or we're going to be walking into a very well-developed trap. I say we chug a few potions and get our ass in there.
You are almost dead.
Yeah, chug a few potions and get our ass in there.
We didn't even see the rider.
No, exactly. So here's, anything could happen in this hour that we sit here. They could leave, run away. They could, the dragon and the Naren vein could take off and then just leave the cultists behind. And then what? We know he's there. We go and get him. Ow.
So we need to go around. Maybe look around for a better position.
Or we send Spectre in there. Right?
What? No. We established earlier that dragons can see me even through my invisibility.
Dragons, yes. Dragon's not going to be waiting for you at the front door.
Well, it's got, that's where it went, behind the front door.
Yeah, but it did that now, but my guess is it's going to run back to Naren vein, let him know we're coming. Like, think about this.
It's been
think
like
about
a few
this.
minutes.
But let's flip it around. You're the warlord. This is your cave, right? Somebody just came in to attack. You got him with a good surprise round. What's the last thing you're expecting? An immediate attack. Right?
But if we're being watched, like Hugo suggests, it's going to take us some time to get 200 to 300 feet back there. Whatever alerted him to our presence is going to communicate that to him, however they managed that. Probably with magic, I would guess.
I
This isn't
agree.
going to work.
And I think it's a bad idea for us to just search around for an alternate entrance. I think it's going to run away on us.
I mean, we could
We
post up
pursue it.
and monitor the exit. That way we don't run into their trap inside. But who knows? Like you said, they might have another way out. I'm pretty healthy, so I'm alright doing whatever, but I leave it more up to the people that are low on health.
I think going through the front door is suicide.
So we drink a bunch of potions, and we don't rest. We split the pig down the middle, as Leroy would say, and we go now, but look for alternate passageway.
I think that might be the best bet. Maybe in the water itself there's a way.
That's true. That's very, very good point. I'm not a very good swimmer though, and I'm wearing a lot of metal.
And the dragon
True, but-
we just saw is. So if we go into the water and the dragon is in the water,
Disadvantage.
we're going to die.
But if we spend an hour looking for another entrance, it's just as bad. They have that much time to.
Zeno, you got anything that can help find another tunnel?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty knowledgeable about stuff like that around here. If we spent some time, I'm sure I could see. We'd have to circle around the area, though.
They already know we're coming. A few minutes or an hour isn't going to make a difference. Unless they're calling in airdrops, which I don't think is going to happen. So everything in the cave knows we're here. So charging in seems like it's going to get us all killed.
And I don't
Yep.
think they're going to abandon their posts. I don't think they're just going to leave. They think they could defend it, so they're getting ready.
Potentially. And you're right. I'm just letting you guys know my opinion, right? I understand we offer this democracy now that Kurtu is not a leader and we take votes. But we have to worry now that the dragon and Naren Vane take off and we'll be left fighting these cultists. And
Is that such a bad outcome? We thin their numbers, and then when we find the dragon and his rider again,
but why would they stay? Why not just leave completely? Go back to the Well of Dragons.
well, that solves our problem, doesn't it? We were tasked with getting rid of the dragon.
You know,
Yes.
dragons are prideful. They think they're above us. They're not going to think we can really take them out.
So would you guys...
Unless Olenthor told them that we were very formidable opponents, that white dragon. He left with one fucking hit point. I still kick myself in the ass over that.
So what, you think we should just rest then, take the risk, and then take some time to search around for an extra entrance?
Yeah, I mean, the cat's out of the bag. We walked up to the door, the dragon saw us, the dragon attacked us, the dragon fucked up half the party. It's gonna know adventurers are poking around either way. While we're sitting here arguing, they've already rallied their defenses, so the defenses aren't gonna be any more rallied if we wait an hour.
Sure, I see where you're coming from. That sounds fine to me, but you just understand that I'm quite nervous that when we get there, there's no dragon, no Naren Vane, and we've lost our chance to catch another member of the cult.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to abandon their post. They're probably laughing it up in dragon laugh.
I mean, I think they already knew we were coming, and they didn't leave then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got a point.
At this point, we're just talking in assumptions, so it sounds like the consensus is for us to rest and then go back and find a new way to enter.
Yeah, let's rest, and then have Zeno work his magic.
I will keep watch and make sure no more of those walrus spiders come out of trees.
All right, now when you say keep watch, obviously with the misty forest, the mist that's ever prevalent, so you're just keeping watch around you, around your team members, right? You're not thinking you have line of sight on anything else.
Well, wherever they decide to go, I'm just saying I am not going to take a short rest.
Okay. All right, so I will go ahead and throw a short rest for the other three, as I assume all three of you want to take a short rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, feel free to set your HP back to max with our house rule, and if you wish to do anything else short rest related, you can do so. This hour will pass by pretty uneventfully. You can definitely hear, again, all the sounds of the animals in the forest around you. The mist is everywhere, so it always, again, wetness kind of clinging to your skin. Think of this as like a high humidity kind of situation. It is something that's just always there.
How are you gonna do that with the huge ass waterfall?
There's this behind the waterfall is a tunnel. I don't know. I'm just trying to think out loud because I'm just thinking, if there's not another entrance into this establishment, I'm trying to think of a game plan for us to be ready.
Right.
Well, there's got to be vents too. I mean, you can't just live in a cave without air vents.
You can if you can swim underwater and your entrance and exit is underwater.
Well, no, the cultists, and they're not. They can't breathe underwater.
I mean, to be
The
fair,
dragon would-
we're not sure if the cultists are even here.
I guess that's true too. Could just be him and Narenvane hanging out in the cave.
Or it could just be
Chilling.
literally just him.
Yeah.
There's no reason they necessarily have to be together. But I still think going through the front door is just gonna get us wombo comboed.
No, I
So-
see where you're coming from. I get it. I don't have a problem searching for an alternate entrance where we don't all get murdered immediately. But I'm just thinking, if there's not one, what do we do? How much time are we going to spend looking for another entrance too? Can't wander around here until midnight.
Zeno said he has a lead. Hugo looks over at Zeno, gives him the start doing it nod.
You notice he stands up where he was sitting on this kind of mossy log. Yeah, okay, I'll start looking around. Let me see what I can find. Stay close.
I'll follow.
Yep. I'll take up the back of the pack this time, Adam, and just keep my eye behind us. Make sure we don't see any spiders or any creepy crawlies.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stay back a ways too because I'm not very sneaky.
Okay, so Zeno takes you in a large kind of half circle, moving south away from the entrance where the waterfall is, and sort of follows around this structure, which again, it's hard to make out the exact shape of it just because the mist is everywhere. But you notice as you get to the southeast area, there's a massive body of water, very, very large. And again, you can't see any edges of this because of the mist, but you notice he sort of looks at this and looks over towards Rasmus now. Yeah, I would be willing to bet the underwater. We could get there, but I can try to find out and let you know. But do we really want to go this way?
I turn and look at everybody else.
The armored people aren't going to be able to follow if we go this way. If we're sure this is the only other way in, then
I can keep looking, but if you're thinking there's just going to be some random passage, I mean, I suppose it's possible, but well, you want to keep looking?
Well, that's very interesting then. If there's no random passage, then maybe there aren't any non-dragon peoples here. Just the dragon.
The dragon wouldn't need an escape route for anything else. At the end of the day, dragons only care about themselves. So,
Well, they had an escape route in the floating ice. He dove underwater and got out. But so if there's no human, maybe they go under the waterfall. Yeah, that's probably it.
dragon would want to secure an escape route for itself. It doesn't care about its cultists. So,
True.
it would be happy to let them burn.
It's gonna leave us in a pickle, though.
I mean, how long did it take us to get to this spot, Adam, with this
You feel
other
like
entrance?
you've been walking maybe 15 minutes?
I know you guys hate it, but me and Spectre go in here, draw their attention this way, and the two of you sneak in the front.
No, I do hate it. I think
I hate
I can't-
that too.
I can
just
doff and
means-
don in like what 10 minutes for heavy armor. Doffing and donning.
Yeah, hang on. So you're gonna take your armor off,
Well, you
sneak
want me
in,
to
and then
swim?
put your
and-
armor back on?
Do you want me to swim in with my armor, friend, or do you rather me drop to the bottom of the lake in a heap of magical items?
Does that happen, Adam? Will he just sink?
It depends on his weight, but if he's wearing heavy armor, it's a pretty good chance.
Yeah. Splitting up is going to get both groups killed. We just have to be mindful of our positioning. Now that we know that the dragon is around, we can stay split up. There's probably just one tunnel up ahead, which is not ideal, behind the waterfall, so we're going to have to be very smart about how we approach this. But, I mean, now that we know the dragon is here, we can chug our antitoxins. That'll give us a better chance of not immediately dying. And then we try to fan out when we find a chamber or something. The Dragon's Cave isn't just going to be a network of tunnels. It's going to have places to keep its hoard. It's going to have places to spread its wings and such. So, do we get an impression? I know this is probably leading us underground, but like how high did we say the waterfall was?
So you're saying from ground level, how much would you have to climb
Yeah,
up?
if this were a cave, like with its base on ground level, how high would the structure behind it be? Or can we not see from this?
From here, it's hard to gauge, but what I will say is back when you were by the waterfall, you felt like you were going to have to climb probably 40 feet up the rocks before you got to the open mouth.
Okay. So there's a chance that there's like a big space behind the waterfall on our level. Then it's
Yeah.
like a little mound or dome or whatever.
Yeah, so you've been walking around the outside of this structure, and I'm saying that in quotes. So think of
Yeah.
it as a large rocky kind of structure, and it's not uniform, like there's juts in, juts out kind of thing. So yeah, but you're getting the impression that this is some kind of large barrow or small hill. It's hard to say.
Is there anything man-made that we could see as we walked around?
Nothing man-made, no.
We probably shouldn't waste too much more time looking.
Yeah.
If there's a way underwater, half the group can't go that way anyway. So whoever does go is just going to get eaten by a swimming dragon. And then that leaves the other people to get mobbed by the people on the other side. I think, annoying as Rasmus is going to find it, we go back to the entrance, we try to be smart about our positioning, and we infiltrate the cave that way.
Oh yes, Rasmus with his countless decades of battle experience. No, he won't get annoyed though, don't worry. He's just going to walk back in the same half circle.
Yeah, I think I'd rather go into the cave, not drowned.
Seemingly decided then, your team starts making your way back to the waterfall and the mouth of that tunnel there. We'll go ahead and pause here, guys, take our break, so we'll be back in 15.
Dun dun dun.
Already feels
Should
good
we
about
do
that.
this?
Yes, that is the good question to ask yourselves right now and come up with a perhaps good plan. So yeah, we are back. Team is currently in front of the waterfall, looking at it from a little bit of a distance. So I'm going to keep us off to the Sword Coast map just for now until you guys choose to actually approach if you do.
Can you guys hear me?
We can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My mic wasn't working for a second there.
All right, gentlemen. I'm thinking. So that what I saw behind the waterfall, Adam, it wasn't on ground level. It was up.
Correct. You would have to climb up this rocky, facade to get to the opening of the tunnel.
Okay. And you said that the waterfall itself was like maybe 50 feet up, so I'm assuming the tunnel is near the top of the waterfall?
The tunnel is about 40 feet up. The waterfall comes from above that and falls down into the pool. So, yeah, unless you're trying to get all the way up to the water where the water's coming down for some reason, yeah, the tunnel is 40 feet.
Well, we saw the dragon fly in too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just saying we're sitting ducks if we're on that wall climbing, and that dragon comes out again.
Wait, are we saying that the tunnel itself is 40 feet up? It doesn't go all the way to the ground?
Correct.
Okay.
So we'd have to scale 40 feet on these slippery rocks. I can foresee that going wrong, but what I'm thinking is we take a couple of ropes up to the top, tie them to some anchor points, and then we rappel down and then swing into the tunnel.
Okay, Adam, how much volume? Like, is it a roaring waterfall or a trickle?
In between those two. So, I mean, it's coming down pretty strong, but it's not like, if you put your hand out towards it's not like it's going to blow you away with power.
Yeah, I think we should try to rope down instead of climbing, for sure. Not much for climber.
Momentum to swing if there's nothing to kick our feet off of. We jump and let the momentum come in and hope that we hit the hole.
Yeah, like jump off, let it catch our rope, and swing in. I mean, I'm just thinking out loud here.
No, I like it, but we got details now. I like the plan, but let's think about the details. It could be like a movie. You just slide in and crash through the window, right?
Yeah. And then we get a little surprise on them. We're coming in hot and heavy. We're not going to get our, we're not going to get ourselves put into a surprise situation, right? That's the positives I'm taking from that. We surprise them instead of vice versa. However, if they know where we're at or if we're coming, I doubt they know the exact. They just know that we're close or whatever. Maybe we can get away with trying to be quick, but if they have an exact GPS location on us, you know what I mean? Us just slowly climbing these walls, because climb speed is half speed, right, Adam?
Yes, unless you have a special ability.
And it's also going to be fucking wet and slippery with...
Exactly.
waterfall.
So you'd have to go slow. So we'd say, think logically 2 rounds maybe to get to the top, right?
It'd probably be even more than that.
Okay, let's say 3. Let's just say 3 for safe bets. That's 3 rounds a dragon would have on us clinging to a wall. You know what I mean? And
Adam,
if the rope fucks up, then we fall into a body of water. So it's not a horrible fall.
Hey, Adam, speaking of falling into horrible water, nice segue to my question. Is it a strength check or for me to swim with heavy armor, or is it impossible? If I take the potion of hill giant strength, obviously it will help me if it's strength.
Yeah, it would help you. So I believe it's athletics based, but the heavy armor definitely impacts you. If you're, if the exact mechanics are important, I can definitely get you those.
Well, I think I'm the only one that would be worried about drowning, and I'm planning on taking the hill giant potion in this encounter anyway.
If you fall, do you think you have enough... It's like 40 feet up. Do you think you would have enough reaction time to, Misty Step or Faith Step somewhere?
I don't think Adam rules that we could face step. Well, it to be a
Phase
bonus
step
action.
is a bonus action, not a reaction. Right, so it has to be on your turn, and generally falling occurs instantly. So when you start falling, unless you're super high up, you fall right away, and you would not have a chance to use a bonus action. Now, if you had a reaction, that'd be different.
That'd be OP.
Well, there's like feather fall, right, which is
Yeah,
a reaction.
that's what I was thinking. Levitate also, you could use that beforehand so you don't have to worry about falling. There's a lot of options, but none of those options are in line with the single wizard we have right now, right?
Yeah,
Hugo?
no, I don't. I can't do any of that stuff. But I do like the idea of having a rope around me. So I think from the top with the rope down is... We can even just sort of lower ourselves to the level of the portal or the opening of the tunnel and climb over at that point.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't see this in my mind because the water would be pushing us out. We have nothing to kick off of. The momentum to jump in. Honestly, we're rappelling down a moving waterfall with no vision of what's behind it.
Mm-hmm. Or we climb a slippery, wet wall, knowing a dragon is swimming in that water.
Or I try
Poison big ball.
or I try to swim with heavy armor with hill giant strength.
Yeah, I mean that's completely true. But we don't know. Here's the issue with swimming outside of you drowning, right? We cannot fight in the water compared to a dragon who can move at full speed. We would be sitting down. There should be 0 point that we take this fight to the water, right?
Right.
So I think us swimming in is the dumbest of all the possible entrances because that's gonna get us killed. At least one of us. Because you will get 8. Because swimming is half speed too, right, Adam?
Unless you have a swim speed or something special, yes.
So that means you guys are moving 15 feet per turn, and you got to hold your breath.
We don't even know
attacked,
if there's any air where you could get it.
Right, exactly. So I think as a monk, I could probably jump and climb this rather quickly, but that doesn't mean that the 4 of you guys could. Same with
there's
Zeno.
an idea. Why don't you jump and get up there quickly and get a lay of the land, and then jump back? And if he comes out, we fuck him up.
I mean, I have no problem doing the Tom Cruise dive off the top and let the momentum swing me in on my own and seeing if I can get a jump on him. But if you want me to climb slowly and then sneak in, I could probably get away with that. But if I make one false move, I'm slipping and falling, and that could start a chain reaction of other shit. I wish I had ability to draw. Oh, I do. Okay. Sorry, guys.
Well,
Here's what I'm thinking. Right. Here's the portal. Right. This is what we're looking for. I'm thinking we come off and we dive and we swing around like that. Right. The rope catches here.
I can just put you on the map.
What are you drawing? Don't draw that again.
What are you
There's
perverts
curly
looking at?
things right here.
But you see, this is the rope.
I'll never forget that, Jordan. That was fucking hilarious.
Um,
No, I can face step too, guys.
And I can make you very fast for 1 minute, but then you'd get really tired.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, I can, out of character, I can move 150 feet a turn if I'm not fighting or taking any attacks or anything. But if I were hasted, then that means I can move 300 feet. And that would be dope, but the issue is that none of y'all are that quick. So let's say I get up there and I come face to face with like a room full of cultists. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you're right. I think we rappel down. We might send you first just because you have the best ability to get out if things are bad, like immediately on the other side.
Mm-hmm. And I can slow fall too, so...
Yeah. And then if you don't see anything, the rest of us can follow you.
Okay. We'll just say if I don't scream and yell in terror, then it's safe for you guys to enter.
If we don't hear a torrent of fucking poison gas blast out through the waterfall.
All right, let's do
we'll
a.
follow you in, and if we do see that, we go back to the Elven Village and we play Uno for the rest of the session.
Oh shit, guys! I bought a grappling hook.
Do we have an easy way to the top, to the waterfall part?
Not an easy way, but you could get there with some exploring and huffing it.
I feel like we
I have a
might have
grappling
spotted
hook.
something like that.
Yeah, I have a grappling hook. I mean, technically I could sling the grappling hook up from ground level, catch onto the wall, and we could climb up 40 and then over. You know what I mean?
That has the same problem as climbing the wall, though. It'll be a little easier with the rope, but we'd still be going at half speed, and if the dragon attacks us, I think the best idea is to find a way to the top and rappel down.
I love it. I love it when you guys like my ideas.
Yeah, it's like a SWAT team.
I like to throw
Yeah,
you a bone.
yeah. Okay. Well,
So
I've got.
Sounds like that is your plan. Is anybody disagreeing, or is there anybody taking any preparations, drinking potions, anything like that, before you start making your way to the top?
Well, we're gonna like loop around, right? We're not just going to go beeline it, right? We're gonna like take a wide berth around the top. I would still say though, I don't know, judging that it took us 15 minutes to get to that other point, I don't want to pop my antitoxin right now. So Adam, what I want to do is I want to drink mine at the top before I go SWAT style.
Okay.
When we find a place that, yeah.
So it sounds like we're all in agreement, though, that you guys are making your way to the top where the waterfall is.
If we can, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So somebody can take a lead on this and throw me a blind check. This is essentially like a survival check.
I have it.
I'm good with it. I'm proficient.
All right, go for it. Can I help him?
If you're both proficient, yeah.
Okay, I'll help you, Rasmus. It's your idea. Your way to fail.
Okay. Am I blind checking it, Adam?
Yes, and we'll give you advantage on that.
Okay. Because of the severity of this, I'm also going to throw a hero point onto my ability check.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure we find a good, nice spot. Hero points are like having Shadowheart spam guidance in BG3.
Okay, so with that total check, you discover that about a 3-minute walk to the east past the big pool, so you're looking at kind of the side of this structure, you notice that there is a fairly narrow but doable way that you can climb up to the top. So you're going to have to kind of cling onto the side and do a little bit of sidestep, but you figure you can get to the top using this way in probably 5 minutes.
Does it look difficult for
Not
other people?
outside of combat, but if you were in combat taking this pathway down, then yeah, it would get pretty
okay.
treacherous.
Oh, Gale, you go first. You're heaviest, biggest.
Okay, thanks for noticing. I've been trying to eat more vegetables.
Those will make you bigger.
Yeah, it's probably the loaves of bread that you eat every day.
I love the bread in this material plane.
There are places
like
where
when-
you can get them bottomless.
It's the honey butter. Gale would be the kind of guy that just loves the dinner rolls.
Okay,
I think we send Zeno after Gale. I
If we
think.
live through this, I'll take you to Olive Garden.
So I'll make it easy on you guys. If you're not doing anything crazy, you can all get to the top without any effect. You find yourself at the top again, looking over, seeing the water rushing over this area. It's crashing down into the pool. Because of the distance between you and the pool, you can't see it through the mist, but you can definitely hear it. You know exactly where you're at. There is an area up here that you could easily lodge a grappling hook in and throw the rope over the side if that's your goal and begin rappelling down.
Sure. I only have one grappling hook though. So I don't know what you guys are gonna do. Are there trees or rocks or anything for anchor points, Adam?
There's
I don't know,
trees, but there
but-
are a lot of rocks here.
Well, what you could do, but I think what he was saying is you could secure the grappling hook and then just rappel down the
Yes.
grappling hook's rope, and then the rest of us could follow you. We
Oh.
wouldn't have to like.
Oh, I thought we were all gonna go down at the same time and kick in the door. It looked way more badass in my head.
So I have rope.
I mean, if
do
you want to
not-
eat a breath weapon, we can do that.
I'm trying to look into my bag. I still don't see the lock and key for my manacles, but I'm going to try to get over that. Let's see. I don't see any pitons in my backpack.
We should be good. I'll clamp the
Alright.
grappling hook in, make sure it's nice and secure.
Okay, Rasmus, are you descending first?
I believe that is the game plan, Adam. So I in my mind I have it as like there's a lip from the cliff, and then the waterfall pours over, and then there's like maybe 5 or 10 feet between the waterfall and the back wall. Is that kind of?
You didn't get to see all the way behind the waterfall to know that for sure. There's at least that much, I would say.
Okay, cool. I did see behind it, so I have a good general idea. Okay, so I'm gonna need a little bit of speed to be able to successfully break through the waterfall, and
You can certainly try to pull off something fancy if you wish, but because, again, this is not like gale force water or anything like that, if you're grappling hook on the side and just kind of, rappelling down the side, not in the water, you feel like it won't be that difficult to get to where you're wanting to go, which is the mouth
okay.
of the tunnel.
Oh, okay. All right. Perfect.
Do a
Then I will do that.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn your vision off, or I'm going to turn your light off, so it should be all dark for you. Or, I guess that did not work. Hang on a sec.
If it's dark and I can't see, I'm definitely going to need a hand for a torch or something. Torch in my mouth, maybe.
Well, you would want to light it after going through the water, right? You'd have to keep it safe in your pack. And then...
So Rasmus, just like the Feywild, water puts away fire.
Hugo will cast light on a gold coin and toss it to Rasmus.
Oh yeah, we
Nice.
have that. Fucking
I will-
spellcast.
Okay, so you're going to...
I can toggle light, Adam.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and toggle your light.
I'm just going to chomp it in my mouth. Is torch and light the same distance? Can I just light a torch? Would that be fine?
Yeah, you could.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm just going to hold it in between my teeth.
Okay, so you do so. You rappel down and find yourself here.
Okay, perfect.
All right, now as you're coming down, you're not quite landed yet. You're making your way down. You're getting to like 15 feet above the opening of the mouth, something along those lines. And I'm going to ask for a blind check.
Perfect. I do want to put this on record too before you announce whatever it is about to happen. I don't want to go... I wanted to slow fall from like 10 or so feet or whatever onto the pavement to land so I don't make a sound when I land. So I don't know how do you want to play that out, but I'll give you a blind check now.
Okay, so you're not quite at that distance yet, because you said 10 feet
Perfect.
or less. You're about 15 feet. So
Perfect.
as you're making your way down, again, it's impossible not to make any sound as you're climbing down. Obviously, this is a rock face, so things are tumbling down, that kind of thing. You hear the sound of a voice coming from down below that says, "Did you hear that?"
Ooh, okay, so I'm going to take the coin and suck it into my mouth.
Okay.
Your cheeks are all lighted up.
And then just like rock climber style, pull my hips into the wall and make myself pressed against the wall.
You got like a flashlight in your mouth. And your cheeks are all-
So you flatten
That's how I
yourself
put it
to
in my
the wall
teeth.
as best you can, and moments later you hear, "Oh, don't worry, it's probably just some animals moving around up there."
Okay, and I'm gonna use my tongue to push a coin out of my mouth and back to the tip of my lips so I can see. And I'm gonna make a judgment call at this point. Now that I've kicked up and made some noise, that I'm just gonna slow fall from this height onto the opening of the cave.
Okay, rest of the team, where you're at on the map right now, is this accurate to where you wish to be?
I thought we were all on top of the cliff.
Yeah.
Okay, or yeah, I'm sorry, right. You're all at the very top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move you guys, because you're not really going to be able to see anything, to be honest. I'm going to put you in this top right corner, just so we know that you're all at the top.
And if there's a big enough rock, Hugo would have liked to have tied his rope to the rock, just in order to have another way to get down.
Okay, sure, we can assume that. Okay, so as you slow fall and you land there, you notice a group of people standing just inside this area.
Oh, well, hello there, General Kenobi.
As you land, you notice they don't seem to spot you right away. There's only like a split second here that you could do something, though, as they're talking and obviously moving their heads, so you'll be spotted any instant here. Is there anything you want to do right away?
Spit the coin out of my mouth so I can talk.
With the intention of it like landing on the ground nearby you?
Yeah, like in this direction.
Okay, so as you do that, the coin kind of clatters on the ground there. You notice...
And hands up also.
Okay,
I'll do that real quick.
Up. You notice the individuals look towards you, and then they see you having your hands up. You notice the one in the back kind of like takes a step backwards, and the closest ones to you look at you, and the one sort of in the lead here, you see she looks towards you as her eyes narrow. You can obviously recognize her as an elf, and she says, "What are you doing?"
I've come to kill a dragon.
You see she nods, almost like she's sort of like shocked at this answer, and then she turns and shouts, "We're under attack!" And with that, I'm going to go ahead and pause our tokens.
Can I shake the rope also?
On your
like
turn,
as she...
you can interact with object addition.
If she turned around and screamed, I can't turn around and shake my rope?
On your turn, you can. So again, just interact with object. It won't be an action or anything.
All right.
So let me go ahead and get these battles started.
Finally!
Wait, Adam, real quick, is a initiative check a ability? Could I do a hero point on it? Could I throw a hero point on an initiative?
I don't know if we added that into our house rules. Let me double check. I don't think we did.
I think it just says any ability check, save and throw. It's just how you clarify an ability check. So I don't know if initiative would be separate or if you would classify it as a skill check.
No. So if you look at number 4 in our handout there, we said on a player's turn, you can do this. Anything that's not on the turn is like a specific listing. So,
I see.
Yeah, it's like a reaction. So no, not on initiative.
Cool.
That's actually a question for like initiative on tables. Like, is it your dex or is it your, dex plus your proficiency? Anyway.
Initiative never gets proficiency. I think the only bonus you ever see in initiative besides just dex is like Jack of all trades from a bard.
There are other abilities, like mine adds my wisdom modifier to it as well, and I believe, like Jack of all trades, and then there's like a champion ability, but nobody plays champion.
Who plays champion?
Yeah, who plays champions?
Well, there's a barbarian ability that gives you advantage, and then there's also an ability that you can get from a feat. I think it's alert that gives you a +5 to your initiative.
Yeah, I'm aware of those. I would just do basic rules on initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Basic rules is dex.
Yeah,
okay.
Just dex, yeah.
Roger that.
Okay, so we've got our order of initiative here. So Zeno, he's standing at the top. Obviously, he hears this, and he looks at all of you guys and goes, "Oh, well, it doesn't look like this plan's going well either." And
it's time!
Well, being that there's a grappling hook tied, and then I imagine, Hugo, you're holding onto your rope that's tied onto this rock probably as well?
Yep.
So you notice Zeno just kind of leans back on one of these rocks and watches to see what you guys are going to do. Spectre, your turn.
So we definitely heard them yell, right?
Because you're real close, yes. I would say you can hear this echoing voice, yep.
Okay, and how far down the rope did Rasmus go?
So from the top down to the face of the mouth is about 50 feet.
From the top down to where Rasmus went in the cave?
Correct.
Holy shit. I wildly misunderstood this then. I thought the tunnel was 40 feet up.
It is. You guys climbed all the way to the top of where the river is, and the river's pouring water down to the pool. So your goal was to go in above the tunnel and rappel down. So if you think of the ground level as being 0, the tunnel mouth is 40 feet up from ground level. You guys climbed all the way to the top of the river that causes the water to fall down. That is the waterfall. So right now you're at like 90 feet above ground.
Okay. Yeah, I misunderstood. I thought the whole cliff was only like 50 feet. Well...
Don't fuck up. Good luck, my friend.
Yeah, well, see, the problem is we're gonna have to go down one at a time because this rope's not gonna hold all our weight. So, I mean, I'll start going down the rope as fast as I can.
Okay, so climbing is half speed. So what is your speed?
50 feet on the first turn.
Okay, so you make it 25 feet down with your movement.
Uh-huh.
You can,
How
of course,
How far more do I have to go? Another 25?
Another 25, right.
I have to clear the way for someone else. I'm going to use my action to... Or bonus action, right? Cunning action can use dash?
It can, yep.
Yeah. So I will use my bonus action to get the other 25 feet. And
Okay.
I should be...
So you're basically right above Rasmus. I mean, technically you could fall in a square if you want, but you're kind of dangling right in this area. Let me unlock the tokens.
If I then also use my action to dash, can I like swing over to the other side, or is the
Yeah,
water
you can
going to
do
get in the
that.
way?
Yeah, as long as you don't enter these squares here, you're not going to have to worry about the water. And if you do, like, it's going to hit you. Obviously, if you put your face right onto it, sure, it's going to take you down. But like I say, if you just put your hand out into it, it's not like it's so strong it's going to pull you.
Yeah. Can I get a real quick, like, with my dark vision, can I see what these guys are looking like? Do they have like weapons? Do they have armor on? What's going on?
Sure, yeah, I can give you those details. So I would say you notice that the 3 ones in the back, they do not have any armor on. They're wearing simple kind of clothing that you recognize in the Eldish style. They do all have long bows strapped to their backs, and you can see they have clubs at their sides. The one out front, she is wearing a breastplate, and you see she has a rapier at her side and a long bow strapped to her back.
Okay. I'm worried. Just a rapier. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can't just sit here, because if they have any kind of... I'm on a rope, so I don't have much chance to dodge, so I will also use my action to get off of this, right? So can I... Yeah, can I go, like...
If you're using your action to dash, I would say, I mean, you got 50 more feet of movement, so pretty much anywhere you want to go there, yeah.
Okay, so I will go here. Where is Rasmus's light source?
He dropped it, so assume it's like probably in the square you're in right now, I imagine.
Yeah, it's like at your feet. I spit it out.
So that was 10 to get here?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, as you're standing here, in case this changes anything that you do, as you're looking, you see all these people here. You also notice a little bit past this person here, this flat ground slopes down significantly. It looks like if you just ran that way, you would be like slipping very easily. So it's like, think of this as like a platform almost, and then it's go straight down.
Okay. Shoot. Glory. I'm thinking about taking the coin, but I mean, Rasmus needs that to see.
Yes.
So...
Like, take it and just throw it?
I was trying to eat it out of the waterfall so that they can't see me, but, I mean... that would kind of fuck you over. So instead, I will go.
I would also say keep in mind that it is not dark outside, so right here by the waterfall, you're still illuminated by the light just from the sky.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could get in there, but then I just slide down this slope, so I'm just gonna go like here, here, and can I get to this space? Like get alongside here so that people can't like slip by me.
The space you're in right now is legal, yeah.
Yeah, the space below me, I mean.
Sure, but that is like you're basically like squeezing because you're pushing yourself right up against the wall.
Okay, I don't want to do that, so I will just be here.
All right, you're going to notice this guy here is going to move, and he does so trying to go down the slope as carefully as he can, but it is quite challenging.
Slip, motherfucker. I say that out loud.
He does not, as you say that.
I would like to use one of my cards and make it.
The slip, motherfucker card.
The deck is ready, but I didn't use it for this game. All right, so he starts making his way down, and he does so pretty carefully, so he is making good pace as he's making his way down. All right, he will get to there. The whole time he's moving down, he's shouting, "They're coming! They're coming! We're under attack!" in Elvish. Rasmus.
Rasmus, this is thankful that Spectre showed up and he didn't have to fight these guys by himself. He is gonna make his first movement. Gosh, I love the new when you do the click and drag and then right click your the way the new measure tool is awesome. It looks very nice. Okay, you know what I'm talking about?
I do, yeah, but we can't praise them too much yet because they've been making a lot of mistakes on that. So we'll say it's decent.
It aesthetically extremely pleasing.
Yeah, it's going to be good once it's all hammered out, I'm sure.
Okay, so let's say interact with objects. Instead of shaking the rope, it seems that the screaming has alerted my compadres up top, so I will instead draw the battle axe from my back.
All right, you notice looks of terror on their face as the satyr rushes forth and grabs at the axe.
By the way, Adam, sorry to interrupt his turn, but when he said that we would drink the antitoxins when we got to the top, is that a thing that happened?
I will let you guys make the decision. Is that what you would have done when you were at the top?
But yeah, I marked it off.
Then sure, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we got that ticking.
Okay, so I can visibly see their fear on their face, Adam?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go in for a chop with the great axe, but then I'm going to flip it to the flat side of the blade and hit it against this one's head like a club. Just going to knock him out.
So you're trying to do a non-lethal attack.
Yeah, because my instincts are kicking in, and it's telling me that maybe these are people who are being forced to help, maybe, so I'm just going to do a two-handed head swing. Wasn't very good.
That manages to connect on this unarmored opponent.
Perfect. See? Here we go.
And that drops him to the ground unconscious.
Just a non-lethal battle axe slam.
It's like a baseball bat. And I'm going to circle around the big one and with the momentum of my axe do like 2 quick turns and then land in this spot. And with that momentum of the turn, I'm going to come again for another non-lethal smack with the axe on this one.
The one to your north.
South. Is our cardinal directions flipped?
It is, yep.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, no, it's not flipped. To your south is the one you're aiming for. So it's the guy's token, sure, yep.
Yeah, and actually I'm going to do an unarmed strike. So as I'm swinging around, I'm going to come through with like a spinning elbow and try to knock him out.
Okay, so again, non-lethal. Yep, that will also hit. And he is knocked out as well.
Perfect. And then I'm going to turn to Boss Sauce and get into this position here. And I am just going to rear back and non-lethally try to headbutt her with my bonus action.
Your headbutt hits into her breastplate, not injuring her.
And then I look at her and say, now, you see what we can do? You either run or you become a part of what is going to happen in here, you know?
All right, we go to the top of the cliffside here with Hugo.
Okay, so does it seem like Hugo has enough rope to get down to the level?
So I'm assuming you have a standard 50-foot length of rope,
Yeah.
and then you would have had to tie a noose around a rock. So I would say you're going to be at least 5 feet, probably a little bit more, short of the actual platform.
Okay. So in that case, Hugo will start lowering himself down.
Okay, so moving half speed, he will climb down 15 feet. I'm assuming the speed's 30, right?
Yeah. So I guess he'll dash as his action.
Okay, so now you're 30 feet down. You've got another about 15 or so length of rope, and then it ends, and then there's going to be about an 8-foot drop to the platform.
Okay. He's just gonna misty step out of the rope onto the platform from there.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and burn that slot. That will certainly work, and I will put you there. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did for Rasmus. I'm going to take your special vision off, so you're seen in the dark of the tunnel now.
And
because this may be important, let me go ahead and throw a coin or a torch token on the ground so the actual light is being given.
Cool, I'll snuff the torch on me so you can do that.
This is a terrible looking token, but it will work for now. Alright, that is what's giving off light.
okay. And so he really doesn't have any more movement, right? Left, I would say, at this point.
He moved and dashed, and then Misty stepped, so no movement, no action, no bonus action.
Okay. So he just looks around and goes, "Prepare to die, evil cultists." And that's the end of his turn.
Okay. This guy is knocked unconscious, so we'll skip his turn. So is this guy. Alright, so she, having heard what you said, Rasmus, you see she backs up, essentially disengaging, and holds her hands up as she leans against the wall, again looking kind of terrified. She says, "Don't kill me! Don't kill me!"
Get out of here.
You see her looking towards these slippery rocks and looking quite nervous as you say this, as we move to Gale's turn.
Okay, well, looks like Nero or Zero or Nezro, we're going down the rope. So I watched him, Adam, so I'm going to grab a length of the Gatlin rope, and then, I'll just take the same rope that Rasmus went down and climbed down.
Okay, so you move, and again, your speed is also 30?
Correct.
Okay, so you move 15 feet down. I'm assuming you then want to dash for another 15?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you're 30 feet down, and so you still have 20 more feet to go.
Excellent. Then I will magically appear right next to the coin, right there, please, as I do a face step one.
All right, go ahead and burn a usage of face step.
Is it on my thing?
I think we built it in a while back for it.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay, so then I have action and about the movement, so I will say, I'm going to use my action to invest to
Your
see if they're
action was to
cultists.
dash
Oh, yeah.
down the rope, remember?
Yeah. So, are they wearing cultist robes?
Mm-mm.
They are not. They are wearing what you would determine to be elvish garb.
But these guys aren't cultists, Rasmus. This poor lady with the nice ears. And that'll be
Poor
a
lady who is sounding the alarm.
Gale, I just knocked them out. They're not dead.
Okay, flying. All right. Well, come on, Nezro. We're ready.
Nezro or Xeno?
I forget. I'm excited with killing a dragon.
So, Hugo, from where you're standing right now, you will notice that Zeno is starting to make his way down. Jeez, these rats, as he makes his way partially down. Spectre.
There's no way to non-lethal with a ranged attack, right?
There's not, unless you have some special knockout arrows or something.
I'm trying to think if I want to shoot this guy, but it's like echoing all throughout the cave, right? There's no shot that nobody heard him yelling.
Unless the whatever he's yelling for are really far away.
He looks like she really wants to shoot him, but is like, fuck, he's getting away. Remind me where the drop off is? Is it here?
It's just past the downed guy, so 5 feet south of that guy,
okay,
southwest of
here.
us. Yep.
A dragon who comes through here. Does it look like a dragon must be able to fit through here since he flew through here? Okay. Not sure how he did that with his wingspan, but we'll put that aside for now. Then I am just going to go, no matter where I move, I'm going to get cone breathed. So I'm going to go here, and I will ready an attack if I see an armed individual coming up this hallway at us.
You're ready to make a ranged attack if you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's all I'm gonna do. Have anything else I could do? Nah.
That's all I had to say about that.
Alright, not feeling anybody chasing after him, like right heavy on his heels. He's going to move a little bit slower pace, I will say, you notice him moving. And he seems to be moving down as carefully as he can. And continuing to shout as loud as he can in Elvish that invaders are here. Rasmus.
So he's speaking Elvish, eh? I look at Spectre and say, okay, well, I'm going. Are you coming next?
We're all following.
Okay, and I am going to move back to here, Adam, just real quick. Grab my coin.
Okay.
Come back. It's 30.
So I'll allow you to reapply that. Yep, there you go.
Perfect. So that's 30, and then I'm going to... can I see... Does this look like the slope ends here, or is it...
No, the slope continues going as far as your eye sees.
Okay. I know this is going to sound crazy, Adam, and I'm sorry for derailing, but I was thinking about this. Does it look slidable? Like, do I think instead of trying to run down it and maybe fall, that if I instead embrace the fall and slide, do I think that's possible?
Sure. So you're saying that basically just intentionally let it take you where you want to go, where it wants you to go.
Yeah, and obviously as a monk, I'm going to be trying to be my best to be ready for a jump or something.
I will say it's going to be very, very challenging to just randomly jump from sliding.
No, I'm saying like if I come up to like a hole, you know what I mean, and like I'll be.
If you do, I mean, you'll have a chance. I'll just say it's going to be like a disadvantage kind of thing because you're. I assume what you mean is like sit on your butt, kind of like flat, and then just try to slide down, almost like your the luge, right? Like do that kind of thing.
I was thinking more of the other version, the skeleton version. I was going to head first it.
Oh, so you're just going to like dive down and try to let it take you.
Yeah. Like baseball slide style.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely do that, but again, even if you see a hole, I mean, think about how quick you'd have to be able to react to change your body position to then somehow jump, you know what I mean? So I would say, yes, but it's going to be very, very, very challenging.
That sounds like a challenge. I'm ready for it. It's my turn, so I can use the hero point if I need to. So
Yes.
let's go for it. I'm gonna, I'm gonna look back after Spectre says, "We're all following you," and I'm just gonna baseball dive for a slide down this tunnel.
Okay. So
After he's
Fortune
gone,
hand.
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna make a joke. After he goes down the hill, I turn to Gale and say, "So Uno," and then we turn around and jump out.
Yeah.
All right, so
Wonderful.
coin in your mouth, Rasmus. You basically just slide head first with your arms out. You hit this very much descent, this slope, and you kind of smack right here into the side of the wall. So you're kind of smacking like this, but the slope continues going. So you hit there, suffering 2 points of damage as you smack there. Come this way. You get really close to this guy, who you see again is moving very slowly. I will say at this point you can try, if you wish, to reach out and grab him. You don't know if. Let me just preface this by saying you don't know if grabbing him means you'll stop or if you'll pull him with you.
So in my mind, what I want to do is I want to take him with me. I'm just gonna grab his legs and try to yank him with me as I'm falling.
Okay, so go ahead and give me this is your action then. Give me an athletics check, please. You can make that
Blind?
publicly. Yes.
Oh
So
my God.
basically, you chop his legs right out from under him, and he slams onto the ground as the both of you now slide and hit into this water. And you get kind of a big splash as you do so. He looks like he is unconscious.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. No, it's not.
Okay, so that is
what does
your
that do for
that
movement?
Is your action? That I would say that's all your movement, because again, it was
Okay.
sort of like your movement coming down. You just moved as quick as you could. So you've used your action. Technically, you'd have a bonus action left. Is there anything you want to do with that?
Can I just say, I know usually this doesn't happen, can I but just burn my bonus action to maybe stand up from my slide position since I didn't actually move? Is that possible? Can I stand up?
No, you're actually in the water right now, so you're swimming, right?
I gotcha. Okay, so then I will use a key point real quick as I land into the water, and I use the moment to catch my breath as I go really deep into it. I let go of the guy's leg as he's flopping all around, and I'm gonna step of the wind it, and I'm gonna circle my way back around this way. Does that work?
Yeah, you can do that.
Cool. So that was 5, 10, or 10, 15, 20, 25. So I'm here. So then I'm gonna go to the lip where I know my friends are coming. So here. And this is where I will be, and I hope I don't die. Sorry guys, long turn, my bad.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, now
You
just
might be your
one
last.
moment.
It's a very effective way of getting down, guys.
Okay, so I'm going to.
Well, efficient way of going down.
All right, so Rasmus, you are currently holding on to this coin, or it's in your mouth or something.
Yeah. We'll do in the mouth, because now that I think about it, it's a great way for me to try to be stealthy if I have to. Just suck the coin in my mouth.
Okay, but right now it's just in between your teeth, emitting light.
Yeah. And just gritting my teeth.
So from where you're at, as you kind of get out of the water, you start rushing that way. You hear the thumb, like that sound of a bowstring snapping as an arrow flies your way. This will be a defense roll at disadvantage, as you cannot see this attacker.
Yeah. No worries. Not bad.
You do notice it coming, and you manage to evade it as we move to Hugo's turn.
All right, Hugo. Now.
Spectre, just real quick, if you can do a measurement, it looks like one of your measurements got stuck on my screen. I'm hoping if you just do another one, it'll perfect. There you go, and just let it go, and then that should fade. All right, yep, Hugo.
So now Hugo can't see, so he's going to sigh, pull out a candle. So he doesn't have torches, apparently. I don't have torches. And light a candle.
A candle. Okay, that's the first time I've ever seen someone use a candle before, but I'm pretty sure that's in my script here. It is. Okay, you now have candlelight.
Okay. And he's going to use that to slowly make his way up and then start threatening this armored figure. You're like, you better surrender right now or you're going to die. Tell us what you're doing here.
And she's already leaning against the wall with her hands up as you're saying this. Are you speaking in common?
Yeah, common.
She looks really scared, and in Elvish, she starts speaking. Do you speak Elvish?
No, I do not.
So you're not sure exactly what she's saying, but it's probably something along the lines of she's quite scared and doesn't want you to kill her.
I think she said he was handsome, but my dialect is different.
He goes confused. He's like, what's she saying?
I will deal with her. Get down there and help the Bepples.
I really can't see at all, so you go.
That's a very cute candle.
He'll leave her attack if she doesn't look like she's going to attack anything.
She certainly does not look that way.
Her hands are up. She doesn't. Yeah.
He starts slowly. He gets to there. He starts slowly moving that way, and I guess that's his turn.
Okay.
Someone pass me a torch.
And Rasmus, just to clarify, this guy that's unconscious, he hit the water as well. So it looks like he's probably going to be drowning really soon. So just as that was clear to you, I mean, is there any reason you would have tried to like pull him out or something?
Yeah, I don't want to kill any of them. So if I would have suspected him of being drowned or drowning, I would have because I had him grappled.
If you're okay with it, just cut off, say, 10 feet of your movement, so move 10 feet closer to the water, and we'll assume you just kind of pulled him out and left him there.
Is that fine there?
Yep, that's perfect.
Yeah, then that's cool with me.
Okay, all right, so Hugo's turn is done, and then we move to the next person. He is unconscious. After his turn, another arrow flies your way, so another disadvantage defense roll, Rasmus.
Sure.
Yes, this one does hit you. Now, post the... Oh, that's a bad roll, but post the text...
I know, right?
Actually, that can't be right. Yeah, it looks like that's not working properly. We'll have to fix that. But post the text of that one for me. Do you have to be able to see it?
I think it just says when you're hit. Here, let's look at it. When you are hit by a ranged weapon attack.
Okay, so roll a d10 and then add your dex and monk level. Yeah, that macro is not working for some reason. It looks like maybe it's not closed or something. But we'll do the quick calculations.
Okay, cool. Yeah, monk level is...
Did I build that into the use key thing?
You did, but it doesn't take a key to use it.
Just click
by
it
itself.
And then give yourself the key back. We'll see if that one works. If so, I'll know that I can just copy that formula into the other one.
Yeah, 13.
Okay, that looks like that one's working process. I don't know what's the deal with the other one. We'll get that fixed for you. Okay, so yes, regardless of the roll, then you will take no damage. So you burned your reaction.
Well, actually, it says 1d20 plus proficiency plus dexterity for the roll for deflect missiles.
What are you talking about?
And it should be 1d10.
Yeah, it's 1d20 plus 4 plus 3, and that's incorrect too because it's monk level and dexterity modifier. So if we take the roll because it was 6.
So what I will say here is with your proficiency and dex, even if you roll a 1, you negate all the damage. So
okay, cool.
No worries there.
There it is. Cool. I caught it. Okay. I didn't realize it doesn't take a key to use it at all, so I could basically just deflect missiles forever.
But it's a reaction.
It takes a reaction. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just once then. Got it.
That one. All right, that person is not doing anything. And then there will be another shot at you, Rasmus.
Cool. Yeah, I was like, that's OP.
Okay, at disadvantage, this one will hit you. swear, every time I set these, the rules that are supposed to hit every token, it never works. So I'm always having to fix all these ones that are like posting to GM. Sorry about that. 1 second.
GM probs.
That's right.
We're sure it sucks, Adam, but I don't think any of us know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just mumbling as I do. So 3 piercing damage there. Rasmus, give me a blind check.
Sure thing.
Okay. Okay, and then... Okay, Rasmus, you will hear the sound of a spell being incanted, and I'll need another defense roll at disadvantage.
Okie dokie. I suck my coin in my mouth real quick so they can't see me, but I accidentally go too deep and choke myself.
Okay,
Don't worry, they can still see you.
That is, yes, they would be. So that is going to hit you. All right, so you will notice from the south, this flaming bolt of fire streaks out towards you and hits you.
Kurtu?
You don't hear any like high-pitched screeching, so you don't think it's Kurtu.
Fire. I can't do it.
Now he says hello now.
That will hit you for 15 points of fire damage.
He sure is not Kurtu. He's the only person that hits me that hard with fire.
You will hear another snap of a bowstring, and I'll need another defense roll at disadvantage.
That's a +2 for that one, Adam, because of my Kinsei ability. Here, I'll show you.
I thought that was only if you took an attack or something.
Yeah, that was all one turn, right? Me grappling her and dragging her, that doesn't count as an attack?
It doesn't count as an unarmed strike. But either way, that shot will miss you.
Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, and then, all right, so I've taken care of all of those, and we move to, actually, I think I went one too many. Let me double check. No, okay, we're good. So we are on Gale's turn.
I grab her by the arm.
Don't worry about her, Gale. Just get down there.
I grab her by the arm, and I say in Elvish, you have the pleasantry to meet a summer Eladrin. You have 3 seconds. Where is the leader of this cult?
She points down the tunnel.
Oh my god, I knock her upside the head with one of my attacks.
Okay. I'll even go ahead and say she's not really resisting you, so you knock her out.
Great. Now you've had the pleasure of meeting a summer Eladrin. 5, 10, 15, 20. And I say, fuck yes. And I'm just going to slide on my butt and hoping momentum will take me down the rest of the ridge.
Okay.
Enjoy drowning.
So you are going to be very similar to Rasmus. You're going to come down here, slam into this.
Yes, then I stop against the wall, right?
Not quite. Taking 2 points of damage. So think of this as like a harsh turn. So you're coming down like this slide. You slam into the wall, and then your body position changes as you come down this way. And then this is going to be a little bit like Plinko. So roll me a D4.
Okay.
I'm going to go west, southwest, and northeast as far as the way you kind of come out here.
I like Plinko.
You're right on Rasmus. So you smash right into Rasmus. Rasmus, give me a dexterity saving throw to see if you can avoid Gale.
Okay, I assume like my danger sense and my evasion come into play with all of that.
Danger sense certainly would. Evasion would not.
Doesn't matter anyways.
So he's going to smack into you. You're both going to take 3 points of damage each, and then he basically slams into you, knocks you off your feet. You get thrown back into the water, as does he.
All right, bonus action. How far am I in the water?
So you are horizontal when you go in, so you're underwater at this point. You can feel the ground above you. You can't be that deep, but it's hard. You're like frantic, panicking, I imagine.
All right, so I guess that's the end of my turn, right? I can.
So
I
you don't have
face
movement left, so you could technically face step if you. Yeah, I would say you're not so far underwater that you can't see. Where like if you're blinking your eyes underwater, you can see a little bit up there.
Okay.
You're gonna drown if you don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn a face step. Here we go. So, where's that? Boom.
Okay.
Bonus
And
action
so I'd
face.
say based on your limited vision, you can pick like one of these 4 squares. So this one, north, northeast, or east. Pick one of those 4 that you can see and go to.
Okay. There you go.
Be careful, girl. They've been shooting fire.
And all you hear is.
Oh, I have Discord. I'm on Discord. I can hear just fine what's happening. Okay.
Okay, and let's see. All right, so that takes us back to the top of the next round. And as we are at the end of the session time, we'll go ahead and call it here. But just to set us up for next week, I will say you hear the sound, Gale, as you're the one above water right now, of many bowstrings snapping and a hail of arrows headed your way.
Oh, I love the sound of bowstrings.
In the morning.
All right, guys. I hope everybody enjoyed this session. It was a lot of fun. We got into some thick of combat here. We will see what the team manages to do here. We'll have to figure out if there's any reasonable way we can get your 2 other PCs here in a fairly short order. Well, we'll think of that between this week and next week. But yeah, great session, everybody. Have a good night, and we will see you all next week.
Hey,
See y'all
Adam, I
for
was
the
thinking
finale.
about that. I said I carved my initial into each tree every, 20 or so feet as we were walking, so maybe they could follow my tree signs.
Perhaps, yeah. I think we'd have to roll a number. Like, they couldn't be there right away, but like maybe a D10, and that's the number of rounds it takes for them to get there. Something like that.
That sounds
just
cool.
So,
Yeah.
it's not
We
too...
did wait an hour. We did wait an hour for our short rest. So if Harmony was just like picking flowers or something, they wouldn't be too far behind us, I don't think.
Yeah, well, we'll come up with something. Like I said, I don't want it to be like they're just bam, they're there, because that feels too fakey. But yeah, we'll come up with something.
It really was Kurtu who shot me with that firebolt.
All right, have a
If
good
he's
night,
right.
everybody.